Welcome to Conway Wampus Cat Football. I'm Jeff Matthews, joined by the voices of the Wampus Cats. He's Levi Gilbert. Over there further is Tim Roach, and we are 3-0. The Conway Wampus Cats are through the non-conference season. 7A Central Conference play begins tonight at Little Rock Southwest. Guys, before we get to what really is the season that matters the most as far as seedings go and everything, it's these next 7 games. Let's look at the first 3, a perfect run through the non-conference, Levi.
Feels great. I'm trying to remember. I think it was 2018, which was Coach Fimple's first season at Conway. It was the last time we went 3-0, and so it's interesting to look back on that time and just see how different this team is compared to that first year. But every week they're just getting better and better. The offense is just blowing and going, man. I mean, it is basically unstoppable. That's what it's appeared like in this non-conference run. And the defense is getting better too. I mean, they're so fast and so fun to watch. They're not forcing turnovers as prolifically as they did a year ago, but man, that containment from sideline to sideline, they are just a monster to try and do anything against. And you saw it play out this last game against the Lions when they got shut out in the second half. I mean, they've just been impressive, and they've been getting better every week and cleaning things up, which is what you want to see when you're starting to head into conference play.
Yeah.
I would also say that they have seemed to be very coachable. Levi mentioned the progression each week. We've scored more points every week. Last week was just so impressive in terms of 20 points to that team, no points in the second half. They make adjustments. The coaching staff gets in there and they talk about things that they have to do. And they're not only looks like they're listening, but they're applying what they're trying to do. Our coaching staff is pretty smart about adjustments. And so week to week, we have seen everything get better, and all across the board, special teams, offense, defense, even by positions. So real excited about how we've kind of fine-tuned everything up to this point where we head into conference play.
These 3 games really kind of felt like a 3-act play. It was an elite opponent in the first game, a team that we know very well, but is at the top of the sport in our state. And the team that's got some tradition, but it's a little more difficult, but a road game, so there were some challenges there. And then really an unknown. And I agree with everything you guys are saying. The way that they handled each of those 3 really different scenarios says a lot about what the next 7 weeks could be like. So, Levi, let's go there now. These next 7 weeks, the 7A Central that will play starting tonight against Little Rock Southwest, a team that we're better than on paper, but we're going on the road and they've got some confidence and they've got a good head coach and anything can happen.
Yeah, and I'll get to that in just a second. I just want to touch on that. One of those things you said there at the end is what that really looks like to me when you see how they performed in each of those very different games in the non-conference is we knew how good this team could be coming into the season. They knew it. And to see them performing up to the expectation is what's so exciting, because it's like they know it and they're not messing this up, right? And it's just so exciting to see that. So I just wanted to touch on that because it's a really cool thing to see. But yeah, conference play, Southwest. The thing you got to know about Southwest, and we're going to talk to Coach in a little bit and get into some of this, is they're getting better. You know, I mean, you look at their last 2 years, I think they've only won like 2 games in the last 2 years, or maybe just 1. And they've already won 1 game this year. They're progressing. This is like their first full year, really. If you think about what we had to go through in 2020 with COVID, how hard that was for Conway, let alone a whole new program that has never been together or done anything. I just can't imagine how difficult that was. And so this is like their first full year as a functioning unit, a functioning offseason, all that stuff. And their offense is better. I mean, they're scoring more points in these first 3 games of the season. They only won 1 game, but they're putting up more offense. And, this coaching staff, they're not going to take anything for granted. But this is a challenging offense to go up against. I know Tim's probably got some really good pointers on that, but you just can't take anything for granted. And it's our first time there. It's a whole new environment. Yep. It's just going to be a lot of unknowns walking in.
It's responsibility football tonight is what it's about. You've got to, and we play so fast. And that's what I'm hoping for, is that the coaching that's happened this week is about responsibility football. It's a little bit of a change. We may not see this kind of offense again, but you do have to play the spots. I mean, they broke a couple against Rogers last a couple weeks ago, and it was 80 yards for a touchdown. I mean, if you don't play the right spots, you're going to get burned. Even though this kind of offense is not one we're going to see the rest of the year mostly, it's still, you have to fundamentally change the way you do things. You have to change some of your schemes. So I'm hopeful that the coaching staff is using all the resources at their disposal to get this one done.
Guys, as we go into the 7A Central, of course, we've got Little Rock Southwest tonight, but then we'll play every other team. We'll start North Little Rock next week, and Cabot, Northside, on beyond all the way to Bryant in week 10. What are your early impressions on the rest of the teams in the 7A Central as we get started tonight?
I think it's the same that it's always been to some degree. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you've got North Little Rock, Northside, Cabot, and Bryant. I mean, those are the top four in terms of who we're going to face. And the bottom side of it's basically the same too. I will say North Little Rock is a little deceptive right now because they started off the season very slow. I mean, they lost their first two games and then won their last non-conference game, which was a really tight. I think it was like double overtime. They snuck that out. So I'm worried a little bit about the North Little Rock game kind of being a trap after what we did at their place last year, and then they're off to a slow start. I just don't think this team is going to overlook anybody, but that's a little worrisome, having a potentially 2-2 North Little Rock team coming to our place next week. Cabot is better. They got a new starting quarterback, and I mean they went to Ruston last week and only lost by a touchdown. Brian is still Brian. They're number one for a reason, and they should be, right? I mean, they should hold that banner until someone takes it from them. Hopefully, it's us in week 10. And Northside, I mean, you can't sleep on them either. Their offense has been explosive in the non-conference. It's been scary to watch. And after the way things went at their place last year, a very tight, emotional game, it's going to be really fun to watch them come here in a few weeks and see how that all plays out. So you can't overlook anybody. It's the SEC West of football in Arkansas. But I think, man, if we play to our potential, good things are going to happen. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. But those are the same scary teams as always. It's Northside, North Little Rock, Cabot, and Bryant.
Yeah.
Everything he said is exactly right. There are some scary principles to every team we play. The big ones are the big ones. Northside is huge this year, and so I'm really impressed. North Little Rock taking down Parkview was a big wake-up call for me. Been wondering what's going on with that team. So beating Parkview is a big deal. That's a top 10 team. So there's a lot going on with our conference.
And Parkview is a team that just lost to Bryant the week before by a touchdown,
right,
at War Memorial. And speaking of Bryant, just one quick note before we wrap it up here. Bryant is finally playing their first home game tonight. They played at War Memorial against Benton, at War Memorial against Little Rock Parkview, and then they went to Shreveport, never even got a chance to kick the ball off. So they're 2-0, but now finally even getting a game there at their home stadium. So we'll see how the rest of the season plays out. Of course, collision course, we both do what we're supposed to do. Hopefully, we'll have a couple of 9-0 teams. They'll be 8-0, but otherwise undefeated teams as we get to week 10. But first things first, Little Rock Southwest tonight. Guys, we'll join you in the booth in just a little while, but you'll also join me on Zoom as we do our interviews pregame in just a few moments. We'll talk to Big D Markel McKenzie. He's coming up. He's in the senior spotlight, as well as our interview with Coach Fimple. But next is Morgan Henry. She'll have the 7A Central report looking at last week's games and getting tonight ready to go. You're watching the Conway Regional Health System pregame show on Conway Corp.
Conway Regional has been the community's hospital for 100 years, providing high-quality, compassionate care. As our community continues to grow, we're growing alongside you to ensure all your healthcare needs are met right here in Conway. When your family needs emergency care, you can trust our board-certified providers to provide you with the comprehensive care you deserve when you need it most. When you're facing an emergency, trust the care you'll find down the hallway, not down the highway. At Conway Regional, we're not just growing, we're growing together.
North Little Rock forces 2 overtimes to upset Little Rock Parkview. I'm Morgan Henry, and this is the 7A Central Report. Starting off with last week's results, Conway's up-tempo offense dominates Ouachita Parish in a 63-20 victory Friday night. This week's Player of the Week is junior quarterback Donovan Amalo, as he completed 26 of 37 passes for 375 yards and 5 touchdowns and ran for another score for the Conway Wampus Cats. Conway never trailed, scoring on their first 4 possessions of the game to lead 28-7 midway through the second quarter. The Wampus Cats then scored the game's final 25 points after Ouachita Parish pulled within 28-20 at the end of the second half. The game's final 10 minutes were played under the sportsmanship rule. Conway is on the road this week as they take on Little Rock Southwest. Matthew Contreras threw 8 touchdown passes in Hot Springs' 61-30 victory over Little Rock Southwest on Friday night. His 8 scores averaged 36 yards in length, and he completed 15 of 25 attempts for 401 yards. He connected on the first 6 attempts of the second half, including 3 touchdowns to 6'5" Octavius Rhodes. Rhodes led all receivers with 7 catches for 194 yards and 5 touchdowns. Jabron Lewis led Southwest with 97 yards on 11 carries. The Griffins will host the Conway Wampus Cats this week. Senior running back Torrance Moore received a handoff, took 3 steps to his left, and dove to the end zone as North Little Rock upset Little Rock Parkview with a 28-27 win Friday night. The game was tied at 20 to start the first overtime. Montario Elston was responsible for all 3 of Parkview's scores, including a rushing touchdown with 5 minutes left in regulation. In the first overtime, the Charging Wildcats received the ball first, but had a field goal attempt blocked to set up Parkview for the win. But on the Patriots' first play, North Little Rock forced and recovered a fumble to send the game to a second overtime. Parkview quarterback Eric McGee followed a caravan of linemen into the end zone to make the score 27-20, with North Little Rock having one final possession. The Charging Wildcats quarterback Malachi Gauber found Moore and scored on a touchdown, making the score 27-26. North Little Rock is on the road this week as they take on Central. Jonesboro gets their first win of the season in a 37-17 victory against Center Hill. They will travel to Cabot this week. Cabot gets their first loss of the season against Ruston. The Panthers will host Jonesboro this week. Wrapping up for this week, I'm Morgan Henry, and this has been the 7A Central Report.
My name is Tom Monaghan. I'm the Manager of Athletic Training Services for Conway Regional Health System. I oversee the 14 athletic trainers that the hospital employs, both full-time and on a part-time basis at the local high schools and colleges. I help facilitate their needs with those of the hospital and help provide good community service. Keeping athletes safe on the field and at practice is one of our bigger responsibilities as athletic trainers. Not only we're there for them when they get hurt, but also doing a lot of things off the field to make sure we can minimize the risk of the things that could happen on the field. So whether that's having policies in place dealing with concussions, heat illness, lightning, medical readiness, return to play, there's a lot of issues that go on behind the scenes. And we work with our administrators and our coaches and our hospital leadership to make sure we have the right things in place to provide the best quality of care to keep them safe on the field. The partnership between Conway Regional Health System and the high school is vital, not only to the success of the student athletes as they're on the field, but also to the community. When you look at establishing relationships among entities in an area, you want the best. And we see Conway Regional as being one of the best that's out there. It's been in the community for over 100 years. When you're looking from the success of the student athlete, and the success Conway High has had, we want to make sure they have the best possible services, not only from the athletic trainers they provide here at the high school, but also with the physicians we have in the facilities and the clinics we provide in the area, making sure they have access to the best services. Earlier in my career, I had a men's basketball player that tore his ACL playing a game. And so part of that process after, they see the physician, they have surgery, is rehab. And that can be a long and grueling process. In the case of an ACL, it can be up to 9 months. And so really trying to coach them through that, keep them motivated to do well, to keep the small goals that they want to achieve in line with the bigger goals of getting them back on the court becomes vital to their success, and especially from a psychosocial standpoint. When you look at high schools across the country, not everyone has access to an athletic trainer for healthcare reasons. So here in the state of Arkansas, there's over 473 high schools, and less than 200 of them actually have athletic trainers in place. So for us, we want to make sure that we have provided quality healthcare to the student athlete. Most injuries that occur for a high school athlete, about 62% of them occur in the practice setting, and a lot of high schools don't have an athletic trainer there. There's about 1.4 million athletes get hurt annually across the board of the high school setting, and we really want to make sure they have quality healthcare so that we can properly take care of them. So for an athletic trainer, it's not only providing that care, but serving as that link between the student athlete, their parents, their coach, the administrator, and the healthcare to make sure everything's done in the proper way. When I moved back to Conway in 2021, one of the big changes I noticed is now that Conway High has 2 full-time athletic trainers, and that wasn't so in the past. So that gives the student athletes that are here quality access to healthcare professionals to take care of them. It's a great relationship they have with the hospital to be able to provide that, and to make sure the student athletes here have access to the individuals and the services that we can provide in the community for them. Sports are really important to high school students. When you look at the overall development of the high school student, they see a lot for social interaction with their friends, maybe a stress reliever for a lot of them, an opportunity for them to build leadership skills. And for a lot of them too, it's an opportunity to, if they do well enough, to move on to the next level and maybe get their education paid for, and help them really excel as they prepare for life and the challenge that they have ahead of them. When you look at the relationship between Conway Regional and Conway High School, you can definitely see the growth that's occurred over the last 10 to 15 years. From the time they had their first athletic trainer here at Conway High School to where they are now with 2. And as the community has grown and the high school has grown, we really like to see that relationship grow further, whether that's putting more staff in place, doing more educational sessions with the high school, providing more resources we can so they have the best quality health care.
Welcome back to the Conway Regional Health System pregame show. Jeff, Levi, and Tim, now joined by Big D. Markel McKenzie is with us. Big
Yes,
D,
sir.
welcome. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Man, we are doing great. We're doing great. Glad to have you with us in the senior spotlight this evening. We always start with how this journey began. Who introduced you to football? Who were some of the early teams you played for?
I was born and raised in a small city in Montgomery, Alabama. I started playing for a Pee Wee team called the Cowboys. During the time, I played 2 positions. Offense, I played running back. Defense, I played linebacker. And then as an early age, I just had to learn, to play as a leader, just know how to kick it off, So I moved from Alabama to Jacksonville, Arkansas, started playing my 7th grade year linebacker at Jacksonville Middle School. Then I moved from Jacksonville to Conway, played for Blue Side 8th to 9th grade, and that's how it basically started. That's how I got here.
Hey, Big D, strength and power, man, it's been a big part of your game. But,
Yes,
but
sir.
this year, you're looking faster than ever. Tell us a little bit about the work in the offseason and the summer that helped you make these improvements for this season.
Man, like putting in extra work, field house hours, like coming in on the weekends, working on footwork, ladders, all that type of stuff with my teammates. Like Proc, we'll probably stay over a couple times after practice, work on footwork drills, bag drills, hand workouts, all types of stuff. We'll go in the weight room, lift a couple weights, go outside, run the track, and see how much time we can beat the time. So it's a lot of my teammates put me on a good spot and help me improve this year.
Big D, you've got a lot of people now that you're a senior. You've got a lot of guys on the team that
Yes,
are
sir.
younger than you. You've got a lot of guys in the stand that would like to see themselves in your position at some point in time. What kind of message do you have for the younger guys behind you about how to prepare and get ready for their time in the spotlight?
All I got to say for the young guys is listen, pay attention. The coach is going to set you on the right trail. Just pay attention, do everything they ask you to do, and look up to the senior class. Look up to them, watch how they do, how we get down, and watch how we do it. That's all I got to say, really.
You, Markel, a couple of questions here before we wrap up. First of all, tell me some guys who did that for you. Who were some of last year's seniors or the seniors your sophomore year that kind of taught you that?
First off, I want to say Laverne Floyd, Trey Banks, and Jalen McEwen. And last year, Ashton Waller, Trey Roberts, my buddy right next to me, Keldon Thomas, he always picks up the spirit for me, always got me pumping and ready to go, So
let's talk about being pumped up. When you get to the field house, you get to the indoor before a game, what's your routine? When you get ready, what are you listening to? What gets you in the mindset to go on the field?
So I listen to this song by Meek Mill called Dreams and Nightmares. I turn on it like before the game every time. I play about at least 3 times before the game. Then I go out there, get pumped and ready, come back inside, listen to it one more time, and then I'm ready to go.
Okay, I told you an untruth. I have one more question. Tell me about being in front of that student section.
Man, it's wonderful. It's like basically a dream come true, really. Like you sit in front of everybody, they watching you play, they watching you bring the spirit to the game. Like football, it's a lot of love and passion behind it, man. You got to understand it. And in order to understand it, you got to be in that position to play and watch it. So I just love our student section. I'm glad they bring a lot of flame to us.
Well, they certainly do. They certainly do. Big D, good luck on everything. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you later.
All right, see y'all later. Thank y'all so much.
Now home entertainment can get out of the house. Introducing Conway Corp TV, streaming entertainment with cloud DVR, live sports, local TV, and much more. It's perfect for rom-coms on the couch, adventures in the backyard, and binging over lunch. So whether you're in your bedroom, on your phone, or on the go, it all feels like home. Conway Corp TV, available only from Conway Corp.
Welcome back. The Conway Regional Health System pregame show continues. Time now for the Coach Fimple Show. Coach joins myself, and there's Levi, and there's Tim, of course, as well. And Coach, we're through the non-conference season. Big victory over Ouachita Parish. Congratulations on that. Your thoughts on that win and the first 3 weeks?
Well, again, you want to play good opponents. As you can tell down there in Ouachita and Louisiana, they're thought of very highly right now in their conference and what they've been able to do. And I thought the kids took it as a challenge and did a really good job coming out with a mentality and really setting the tone early. And therefore, a little bit was kind of back and forth. And I thought we did a really good job of once we got there to that point to go ahead and get to that next level to get it over with. And I thought the kids did a good job. I was really happy for them.
Coach, I think what's getting lost to some degree in that final score, and for good reason. I mean, the offense is amazing. It's fun to watch, but I think people are really missing out on the fact that your defense shut them out in the second half. I mean, what were the keys to that?
Well, I think there was, a lot of nerves. It seemed like when we went out there at the first, great crowd. I don't know if anybody it is unbelievable just walking over there to see that. I thought there was a little nerves, a little fidgety. Again, we corrected some things, did some things different on defense there in the second half. Again, a great back they have. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you want to, it's kind of people you want to play to get them ready for the conference. And I couldn't ask for a better one, but real proud, like you said, Levi, of the guys, the way they tackled, the way they finished up the second half and it took it over, I thought, pretty much right there at the end.
So, Coach, we start the 7A conference this week, and the first game is against Little Rock Southwest at Little Rock Southwest, so on the road. What can you tell us about the Griffins?
Well, the Griffins, again, they finally got into a kind of a pattern where they got an off season, they got a summer to go through it, with everything that was going through with the pandemic. They had a lot of time in and out of school and things like that. Just talking with Coach Pat, you can see the improvement those guys had, and it's basically from, being able to establish a foundation to your program, especially during that off season there. So again, another tough task for us. We talk about the 7A Central all the time. We just met with the seniors this week and talked about no matter who's out there, from here on out, it should be we're playing the Dallas Cowboys or whoever's going to win the Super Bowl right now in the NFL. All right, we'll just put that out there. Right now, every week, no matter who shows up, we have a standard we want to play at and take it into conference here. So this will be a good test for us.
And that Southwest team's got to win on the field this year. That's been rare for them, but they had a taste of it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and they're very excited. Like I said, you can see the improvement by watching film with them. Again, we have to have the mentality playing our standard, and I want to keep that from here to the very end when we play Bryant Week 10.
Coach, just briefly, talk about your relationship with Coach Patton. I think it's been pretty well documented that you guys go way back.
When we got into coaching, we know each other. I was playing at Henderson. He was playing at UCA. From that time on, he was at Bryant. I was at El Dorado. Just had a strong bond. There's guys out here that you grow in coaching with, against, and you compete on Friday nights, and then you might go out and eat with them. I mean, he was here Monday watching my son play his first second seventh grade game. We caught a touchdown pass, and of course my son comes over and he goes, "Where's Coach Patton?" And that's the first guy he wanted to tell us how he caught a touchdown pass and was ready to go run off it. So it's been a great friendship all these years. It's really excited anytime because I learned a bunch from being underneath him and working for him.
Coach, we appreciate it. Thank you for the time, and we'll see you at Southwest Little Rock a little bit, and we'll kick it off.
Appreciate you guys. Go Cats.
Conway Regional has been the community's hospital for 100 years, providing high-quality, compassionate care. As our community continues to grow, we're growing alongside you to ensure all your healthcare needs are met right here in Conway. When your family needs emergency care, you can trust our board-certified providers to provide you with the comprehensive care you deserve when you need it most. When you're facing an emergency, trust the care you'll find down the hallway, not down the highway. At Conway Regional, we're not just growing, we're growing together.
Good evening, and for the first time ever, welcome to Griffin Stadium in Mableville. I'm Levi Gilbert alongside horns down bearded guy, color analyst Tim Roach. And Tim, the second season begins tonight for your number 2 ranked Wampus Cats 7A Central play. It's here. It's kicking off right here on the road against the Little Rock Southwest Griffins. And Tim, before we dive into the Griffins and all the interesting things we're going to see on the field, just want to get your reflections first and key takeaways from what has been a very diverse set of non-conference games now that we're out of that part of the season.
Yeah, the first thing right out of the gate was Bentonville, the number 3 team in the state, powerhouse, known powerhouse, took care of business at home, had some great things happen offensively and defensively. Then you turn to a game that we should win on paper. We did. We took care of business there, had some things to fix as we moved into a very unknown third team, which was Ouachita Parish out of Louisiana, and really just a massive offensive explosion, and then defensively shut them down in the second half. It's been a great first 3 games.
Now the task tonight for your undefeated Wampus Cats, the Little Rock Southwest Griffins, who are in just their 3rd year of existence, all of them under the leadership of championship coach Daryl Patton. And it's a program that appears to finally be finding their footing. And it's an offense that is putting up more points than they did certainly a year ago. So all that takes us into Tim's 3 things for tonight.
Right out of the gate, we have to play responsibility football on defense. This is a team that runs a wing T kind of offense. They'll run really kind of like the Oklahoma wishbone. They do a lot of different things in the backfield, a lot of movement. This is about getting your read, getting it right, and doing your job and not worrying about anybody else. This is responsibility football. The second thing is we need to protect the pocket. We saw last week where Donnie had to roll out quite a bit to get some things done and did not see a lot of pocket passing. Would like to see some of that tonight, like to see some deep balls, some vertical game out of the pocket. And lastly, we want to make sure we get off to a fast start. This is a team that wants to prove themselves, the Griffins do, and what better way to do it than against the number 2 team in the state. And so what you want to do is just kind of take their game to them first and make sure they don't get a good start.
Yeah, the Griffins come in 1-2 on the year, so they've already got a win under their belts. I don't think they were at that point when we saw them to open conference play a year ago. So they are on a better track than they have been the first 2 years of their program. All right, it's going to do it for Tim's 3 things. Back live with the starting lineups after this break here on Conway Corp.
Conway Regional has been the community's hospital for 100 years, providing high-quality, compassionate care. As our community continues to grow, we're growing alongside you to ensure all your healthcare needs are met right here in Conway. When your family needs emergency care, you can trust our board-certified providers to provide you with the comprehensive care you deserve when you need it most. When you're facing an emergency, trust the care you'll find down the hallway, not down the highway. At Conway Regional, we're not just growing, we're growing together.
Back live at Griffin Stadiums, your Wampus Cats are about to kick things off with your 7A Central play here on the road tonight against the Little Rock Southwest Griffins. And there's like 2.5 minutes on the clock, but they're not waiting, Tim Roach. They are ready to go. And your Wampus Cats, I think this is 4 for 4 now on well, I'm not sure if they won the toss or not, but they will be receiving. I'm assuming they probably did win the toss.
So yeah, I don't know if they're going to run the clock down. This is going to be, again, with our first time at Southwest, here we go. So
yeah, they have taken the 2 minutes off, and we're
no need to wait.
No need to wait at all. Chris O'Neill and Q Wilson back to receive for your Wampus Cats. That's Draylon Cooper kicking off. It's going to be a bouncer picked up by Q Wilson, bringing it back towards us. He'll be taken down just before the 30.
Good starting field position. That's a squirrely kick right out of the gate.
Let's look at the starters on offense.
Donovan Amalo, quarterback.
Boogie Carr, running back. Ross Good, wide receiver.
Clay Fisher, receiver.
My name's Christian O'Neill. I play wide receiver.
Jackson Anderson, receiver.
Aaron Smith, left tackle. Q Whitehead, left guard.
Cole Smith, center.
Derek Haynes, right guard.
Cole Williams,
Right tackle.
One change to note on the offensive line, Derek Haynes getting the start at right guard. Clay Fisher getting things started for your Wampus Cats. The quick pitch out in the flats, and that's going to be real close to a first down.
Yeah, nice job by Jackson Anderson on the edge, making a block, getting another 4 or 5 yards for Clay there.
I'm going to say it's just short, so 2nd and inches. We'll go to the other side to Rome Fields. Rome's got the first down, past the 50, still on his feet, past the 40, still going down near the 35.
In high school ball, they keep you from hurdling players. That was not technically a hurdle, so he was out sidestepping. Got a great move by Rome on the sidelines.
They will spot it right at the 35, so Conway quickly on the other side of the field. Get it out to Chris O'Neill this time on the far side. Chris turning the speed on, and he'll be slung out of bounds. Just inside the 20, they'll put it at the 17.
Wide receiver screen out on the edge. That's the first time we've actually seen that play where you get Chris O'Neill off the boundary coming in with blockers down in front. Great job there.
1st and 10 again, quickly for Conway. First handoff to Boogie Carr. Boogie cutting it back to the other side, still on his feet, inside the 5, pushing forward, and he will be down at the 1.
Wow, what a great move at about the 5-yard line with a twist, and then took on 3 tacklers from that point, got it all the way to the goal line.
1st and goal now at the 1. Give it to Boogie. Boogie just barreling in, pushing those feet. Touchdown, Conway.
That's how you start a game. I mean, it was everything they wanted to do, very scripted in their format. Just an awesome, awesome job by your Wampus Cats there.
All done in less than 60 seconds.
11
for
on
Conway.
1, 11 on 1 left.
My goodness, Boogie Carr, touchdown number 5 on the year. He's over 400 yards rushing through the first 3 games. Bring on Adrian Mejia for the extra point. And he drills that through 7-0. Conway on top quickly here. 11:01 to play in the first quarter. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp. Back live at Griffin Stadium. I'm trying to get used to saying that.
You have trouble with Mablevale as well.
Mablevale, yeah, it's just not in my vernacular in my everyday.
First time here. It's
yeah,
okay.
First time ever. If you remember, Southwest began their program 2 years ago in 2020. Nothing else significant happened that year, so I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
of course, COVID.
COVID.
And they had to cancel their first game against us back in 2020. So this is the first time we've been here. What a tackle by Des Davidson right at the 15. Stood him up. Des making an impact on special teams.
That was a form tackle. Somebody get that man in the defensive huddle jersey. Really nice move.
He runs hard all the time. Let's go ahead and look at the defensive starters.
Porter Udi, defensive end.
Markel McKenzie, defensive tackle. Kelvin Thomas, D tackle. Marquis Stuckey, defensive end. Wade Simpson, outside linebacker. Jared Sanders, middle linebacker. James Kelly, outside linebacker.
Trey Hammy, quarterback.
Hudson Wallace, safety. Jonas Cecil, safety. Quadro Wilson, cornerback.
So 2 changes of note defensively. Porter Udi getting the start at defensive end, and sophomore Trez Hammond starting at corner tonight.
Yeah.
Southwest going to start things off with a penalty.
A little movement in the backfield. I tried not to be fan Tim there and make the call, but they shifted out of the dead tee and got into the side, and it caused running back to move.
Got Brian Ussery in the backfield. Jabron Lewis. Tim, how would you describe what this offense is?
Well, I mean, it literally it's an option. It's a option offense. You have to read everything they do is off of movement, and so it's really just making movements side to side. And if you don't protect the fullback up the middle, they got Rodgers there early in the season. 2 long runs by the fullback.
Shifting the formation over to the right side here. Kai pitching it out to the right. Sounds like there was a big hit on the other way. Garrett Sanders.
Welcome to the ball game. Wow, that was a big stick. It looked for a second like they were going to make something out of that, and there was nothing doing on that side of the field. Wow,
Garrett Sanders doing Garrett Sanders things. He's leading the Wampus Cats with 37, make it 38 tackles now.
And that one for a loss. Mark him down for another stat. Tackle for loss. Multiple shifts. That's twice they've done this.
2nd and 12 upcoming.
Yeah.
Gonna have another flag out on the far side. Be backing it up some more.
I don't know if he was lined up offsides. I never saw some movement out there, but it could be that he was lined up offsides.
Kai Muhammad, starting quarterback for the Griffins. He's a sophomore.
Again, really good quarterback. He can run. They don't throw the ball a lot. Most everything they do is right at the line of scrimmage. You'll see that they've got basically 10 guys right in the box.
So that was against your Wampus Cats.
Yeah, it's offsides. Yeah.
I just assumed it was against
yeah, no.
again.
But I
That's
think
my fault.
I think we may have lined up offsides. But again, they have 10 guys in the box. Everything is around there. They got one guy wide.
And you said all that, and I just filtered it as it was a Southwest penalty. Handoff right up the middle.
Ooh, big D.
Big D. Markel McKenzie. It's our senior spotlight tonight, and man, what a blast it was talking to him.
He had more to say. If we had 30 minutes to go, he would have done it. That's his speed, his play at the line of scrimmage has been exceptional this year. He's always been a strong guy, makes a lot of tackles in the backfield, pressures the quarterback when they've got a pocket passer. But this guy has made part of his game the speed to the ball. Really good play right there. That was a good example of it.
It'll be 3rd and 7. The Griffins shift to the left. They will head that way. Open lane. But closing speed there from Garrett Sanders. And it's going to be no gain, maybe even a loss of a few inches.
See, that's a perfect example of responsibility football. Garrett had one guy to read. He read the play, read the speed, got to the edge, kind of took his blocker, who was assigned to him, out of the game, and went straight to the ball. Great move.
Interesting, no one has gone back yet. This Conway defense, I don't know if they're going to try and sell out and block this thing. Play clock down to 7. Q Wilson not back for Conway.
Just going to let it go. Wow, good run.
It's going to take a nice bounce for Southwest down inside the 40. Ball will be spotted right at the 39.
They're playing no shenanigan 4th down play there. Also, not that necessarily, watching just the limited film we have, there's not a lot of film with Southwest, wasn't a really strong punter, and so it's you're going to could get yourself in harm's way if you try to do some funky things.
Look at this, Tim Roach, out there at right guard. Sean Tufu.
Wow. Go, Sean.
First time seeing him this year. Quick pass out to Rome Field in the flats, and could have been a loss. He turned it into a short game.
Yeah, basically to the line of scrimmage, maybe one, but the thing that threw that off was the ball was a little high coming out from Donnie.
Fake to Boogie Carr, going deep for Chris O'Neill. Chris wide open, stays on his feet, makes the catch, and he will walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Conway, quickly again.
The receiver made a move. Chris O'Neill made a move at around the 40-yard line, their end of the 40. Once he made the move, defender fell down. He shook him right out of his shoes, and it was over with at that point.
61-yard touchdown pass from Donovan Omalo to Chris O'Neill. Chris's 4th receiving touchdown of the year. Leads the Wampus Cats there, and touchdown number 12 passing for Donnie. Flag coming in. I don't know.
Hopefully it's
offside. They
offside.
were offside. Yeah, hopefully so. They were coming in pretty quickly. The officials are telling Adrian Mejia to stay on the field.
Yeah.
Adrian, 9 for 9 last week on
Yeah,
PATs.
Yeah, and he had the first opening game against Bentonville was 3 for 3 for field goals. The first time he's ever done that. Every time he has every season he has really improved. He didn't get a lot of chances last year. This year he's had several chances and he's made good on most of everything. We've had a couple of blocks on the PATs. So that was a snap issue there. Let's just see if we can get this one down.
Well, and they were also offside, so. Extra point is up, and it is good. 7:41 to go here in the first quarter. Conway up quickly, 14-0 here in Mableville. Back after this break on Conway Corp.
25 years of memories, 25 years of smiles, opportunities, and friends. 25 years of community. Because of you, we've forged long-lasting partnerships that have made our communities better. We can all agree that a lot has changed in 25 years, but our promise to always be a true community bank remains the same. Our roots run deep. Our commitment to you runs deeper. We're celebrating 25 years of First Community Bank, and the best is yet to come.
Back live at Griffin Stadium. Said it clearly that time. It's hard to enunciate that. Griffin Stadium. It is 7A Central play here tonight. Your Wampus Cats kicking things off against Little Rock Southwest. First time we've made the trip to this football field. And
great facility, man.
Yeah, it's super nice. Really friendly staff.
Yeah.
I mean, so helpful to us getting into the stadium.
And we saw that also in the basketball. This is where the state tournament was held for basketball, and their arena is really, really nice. And again, super staff. Really like the folks here.
Yeah, leaning into that one, and it will be a touchback. It's Cameron Martin returning, or attempting to return for the Griffins.
Well, they got 1 foot in the end zone. I don't know that technically you're supposed to stop that one, but he did.
Well,
so
is it if the ball
I thought it was
crosses
the ball. Yeah, I think
so
it's
maybe
the ball.
maybe he leaned in.
He could have. The ball could have crossed the line. That's a judgment call at that point. So looking to see.
See Justin King across the way.
Hey, Justin.
Social media man.
Shouldn't he be taking photos?
Well, he'll get there. He'll get there.
Got Z out there now on the end, replacing Kesey.
Keldon Thomas, Big D up in the middle. Wade Simpson, Garrett Sanders.
We saw a lot of movement out of Southwest in the first series. 2 backs rotating side to side. Looks like they're staying fairly stable here. They get set.
Back motions out. They'll just go right up the middle. That's been pretty much where they've been living here so far.
Well, and that's, I'll be honest with you, I think they can break something wide. The quarterback's really good getting wide, but their scores, their big plays have been up the middle where it's not expected. The fullback takes it. Unfortunately for Southwest, that's running against. At this point, it's Big D, it's Keldon, and Garrett Sanders. And so
not a lot of success.
That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. If we play if we do our job, it's going to be tough.
Gain of 1. It will be 2nd and 9.
Our defense is all within 8 yards of the ball, and they are packed in the box. Q's on an island out here.
Wade Simpson coming off the edge. It was Garrett Sanders wrapping up again.
Garrett's feasting right now. I mean, he is not only is he sure about his tackles, he is so fast to the ball. I mean, the runners right now have no chance when Garrett's in the play.
RJ Chapman checking in on the far side corner. Southwest, one of the teams that goes deep into the play clock.
Yeah, they don't huddle, but they take their time getting the play called, trying to get it right.
3rd and 6. Pitch out to the left, and Wade Simpson is just right there. Porter Udi closing in as well.
Again, responsibility football. Great job by Wade there. I mean, literally jumped into the play, was there before the running back got there. He was at the spot the running back wanted to be at and just closed too quickly for anything to get started.
Be interesting again to see if they send anyone back. Q Wilson staying near the 30 again.
I'm not sure what this is. I'll talk to Coach after this one because I don't know if they're fearful of shenanigans or if they are just going to play it tight.
We didn't get to watch a ton of film on Southwest from this year, but I mean, so far, it's been punting well. He's getting the bounce for sure.
That's a great rollout. All the way down to the 30. Turned the field over. Nicely done.
I might put someone back there.
Yeah, we'll see if there's any change there. It hasn't taken as long wherever we started.
That's true.
Two drives that probably amounted to about a minute and a half, maybe.
And we are seeing Sean Tufu again, number 57 there. Got the hair hanging out of the back.
Easy to find.
He's been injured since the offseason.
Yeah, this is his first, and so glad to see him. He's worked so hard to get back. Thrilled to see Sean Tufu out there.
He started at right tackle a year ago. Quick pass out to Chris O'Neill. Chris following his blockers and then turning on that burst upfield. Almost picked up the first down.
Yeah, very patient right there. Really picking his spot. Reminds you a little bit. I mean, I know he wants to be his own player, and certainly he's proven that. That looked like a little bit like Manny just trying to wiggle through and get some yardage, and he did that.
Well, they will give him the first down after all. Hand off to Boogie. Boogie right up the middle. Big chunk on first down.
Aaron Smith with an absolute pancake on the edge. His player is going to be, that's going to be a tough night for him.
Tough draw.
That's a tough draw.
2nd and 3, give it to Boogie again. He'll have the first down. Be spotted down at the 45.
Great play call by Coach Kelly there. That was spot on into the defense. They were coming in off the edge, and he popped it.
They move trips to the right. Fake to Boogie. Looking deep again for Chris O'Neill. Floats it up. Chris hauls it in. Just like clockwork. There's a flag down near the 40.
I'm afraid we're going to have an eligible downfield, unfortunately.
It sounds like that one will be wiped away. Well?
Yeah, ineligible downfield. So, and here's the thing. He wanted to throw it very quickly, and he waited for some separation from Chris, and he got that and made a great throw. Their secondary guy made a great play on the ball, but unfortunately, by the time it got released, we were down the field too far. At least that's the call. I don't think our staff is really agreeable to that.
Yeah.
They don't argue a lot. Not like me. I'm pretty much an argue guy. But
no.
Yeah. I don't like calls going against me. But I don't know for a fact that it is. But where he threw it, when you looked, you saw a lineman there. So it's always a bad sign.
They'll mark it off from the 45. Just a 5-yard penalty.
But it wipes out about a 40-yard gain.
Will be 1st and 15. Fake it again. Quick out to Chris O'Neill in the flats. Chris trying to keep his feet moving. He thought he might have stayed up on that, but he will be down.
Here goes Boogie into the slot. Again, that timing, that throw has been high from Donnie tonight.
Empty for Donnie. Chris O'Neill again. Chris, lots of space in the middle. Gets close to the 30. They'll spot him at the 30. Another first down for your Wampus Cats.
Last week, this was Rome Fields, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he had 13, 14 catches.
He had 13 catches. Prior to that game, he had 12 total.
Yeah, 13, and it just fed him. Right now, it's Chris O'Neill.
1st and 10 at the 30. Another give to Boogie Carr. Boogie falling forward at the 25.
Nice job. I mean, that is, you'd like to see it a big long run every time, but 5 yards on first down is perfect.
We'll swing it out to Boogie this time. Nice block from Jackson Anderson. Boogie trying to get close to the 15. They'll spot him at the 16. Good enough for a first down.
Yeah, great block out there on the edge. You called it by Jackson Anderson. Held it just long enough. Gave him the space for the first down.
Jackson and Clay near side. They'll give it to Boogie Carr. Boogie bursting up the middle. That line getting that push to the left. And he had some space there.
Yeah, and made a pop at the linebacker. I mean, bowled him over for 2 more yards.
Lala Smith in for the first time. They'll give it to no. Donnie will keep it, and Donnie, shifty, showing off the footwork, and he gets into the end zone with the rush.
Man, what a great move by Donnie. To your point, right at the goal line, about 3 yards out.
made his hip swivel and got in the end zone. Great job by Donnie there.
Third rushing touchdown of the year for Donovan Omalo. He's closing in on 100 yards rushing.
That's got to be his longest touchdown of the year, I would think. The rest of them, I think, have been.
I think they've all been inside the one,
yeah.
Or like right at the one.
Good kick, but not counting yet. Again, in high school football, we talk about it just about every week. Seems like we see an offsides or some pre-snap penalty. At the extra point, it is a penalty that has to be taken. It's a dead ball foul. So mark it off and re-kick.
You can hear your Conway band loud and clear tonight. Across the way. They have traveled well for sure. Extra point is up. And it is good. 21-0. Conway, 3 scores already here in the first quarter. 3:08 to play. Back in 30 seconds on Conway Corp.
From day one, Centennial has been there for the people of Conway. The people that teach us, protect us, guide us, and work to make Conway better every day. That's why we've donated over $5 million to local organizations and causes. And we have the same commitment to serving you for life's milestones and everyday moments. Centennial Bank, proud to call Conway and Faulkner County home.
Back live at Little Rock Southwest, and it's all Wampus Cats so far.
Wow, this is the fast start. I love it when Tim's 3 things comes together. It's been responsibility football, it's been protecting in the pocket, and it's been a fast start.
We bounced this one from Adrian, picked up at the 20. Griffins gonna have their best starting field position so far.
Yeah, good return of that kick. That was tough to handle. I think that's his attempt at a squib kick, which is okay. Good to get some work there. Probably going to see some new faces. And as a matter of fact, I'm already starting to see some on the defensive line.
94.
Jones. MJ.
Montarius Jones.
Also, is that Braxton Nixon in there? I believe it is.
I also see Drew Canterbury in it, linebacker.
Yep.
Jacoby
Wade. Yeah. Nice.
Trez Hammond back at corner, got the start tonight. First and 10 at the 33. That's where the Griffins will start this drive. Looking to pass on first down. Get the pass out quickly. To A.J. Millen, and A.J. took a hit.
Yeah, that was Braxton Nixon. I mean, from the defensive tackle position on the wide receiver screen, just or the hitch pass, absolutely blew it up. But great job by defense there.
Best production that
That's
Griffins have gotten on first down so far.
4 yards, yeah.
2nd and 6. Defensive line shifts. They're looking to pass again. Back out to A.J. Millen. That one too high. Looked like they went back to the same play.
They did, and he released it high because Wade Simpson was absolutely in his grill, coming hot off of the kind of the outside linebacker blitz. He found the gap and was to him very quickly, so he had to just throw that away. And I don't know that you want to keep picking on Q very often. That's going to eventually that'll be a thing. Now they've got somebody out wide on the other side, and that'll be Tice Carr.
Tice Carr checking in at corner. So we've seen all the sophomores at corner.
Nice.
Tonight. Yeah, Garrett Sanders calling for the movement on the line, and they will get it here.
Takes what was their best field position and really kind of does some damage to this drive. At least their opportunities, makes it 3rd and long behind the chains now.
Yeah, we'll call it 3rd and 11 now.
Tice Carr, a sophomore, Boogie's brother. I know he'll get out of his shadow at some point in time. Probably not this year necessarily, but he's out there on an island as a sophomore. They really like these sophomore corners.
Trez Hammond got the start tonight. R.J. Chapman has come in, and now we're seeing Tice Carr. Wade Simpson had him in the backfield. Couldn't quite convert, but it'll be just a gain of 1. on that third down play.
Well, it stops the flow of the play, and even though he didn't make the tackle, everything was off at that point.
So 4th and 10 upcoming. Haven't brought in the putt team yet.
Yeah, maybe, you know, I mean, it's 21. I think here he comes. Well,
I have seen in some of the game film we saw, I think Makai Muhammad did step back and punt
he
it.
did little pooch kicks, yeah.
But that's not,
he's underneath center now.
does not appear to be what's happening right here.
And they get to 5 yards. Braxton
got a little bit back
Yeah,
there.
Braxton did some coaching with MJ. Brings in Big D. Ah, boy, that's tough. Now it's 4th and manageable. Definitely going to go for it here.
4th and 5. Ball is 38. Stadium has gotten quiet. Fumble, snap, and Wampus Cats say they have it.
We would have had the ball. We would have had the ball anyway, but Kesey with the takeaway.
Kesey stuck it, getting the fumble.
Nice.
That is, let's see, they're going to be +4 now on the year. And turnovers, see if we get a look at it here. Just fumbled the snap. Kesey snuck it, just fell right on top of it.
Yeah. Nicely done. Squashed any hope for any kind of positive play there. Back up, Jackson.
That is the 3rd fumble recovery for this Conway. Well, 2nd fumble recovery for the defense. There was one on special teams. Quick pass out to Jackson Anderson. He's turning upfield quickly. That's going to be close to a 1st down. Gain of 9. No, they're going to give it to him.
Boy, it's a good-looking receiver right here. This guy's so fast.
Well, no, they didn't give it to him. 2nd and 1. Got it out to Rome Fields. Rome making a man miss, making another one miss, still on his feet, falls down. It's probably going to be a loss of 1, but that was an entertaining loss, to say the least.
Oh, he was out there dodging and weaving to and fro.
So 3rd down, 3rd and 4. Hand it off right up the middle, and it's going to be close.
Yeah, that's going to be.
Smith trying to pick it up.
Probably not going to give it to him.
They're going to call it. The
they give it
judge across the way gave it to him. So 1st and 10. Dalen Moten, Rome Fields. Well, that's going to do it for the 1st quarter. We'll get those names for you when we come back. 21-0. Conway on top. Back in 30 seconds here on Conway Corp.
When you choose First Security, banking is just the beginning. Here, we take care of each other, making the community we all share even stronger. So people in Arkansas can build a life, buy a home, run a business, and more. Strength in numbers and neighbors. It's another way First Security helps Arkansas bank better. And it's why you should call on us today. First Security, bank better.
Well, after 1 quarter, it's been all Conway Wampus Cats, 21-0. And it's been a nice mix. Boogie Carr, 44 yards rushing on 6 carries. Donovan Amalo, get this, Tim Roach, 9 for 9 for 155 and the 1 touchdown.
Wow.
5 catches have gone to Chris O'Neill for 108 and the 1 score.
Well, they had a 40-yard completion on one that was called back for an illegal downfield, or it'd be worse than that.
Ball spotted at the 25. Donnie is going to roll out to his right. We've got a flag on the near side. He connects with Rome Fields, and Rome's going to take it in for the score. We'll just have to see if it stands. There's a flag on the near side down by the 15.
It looks like the White Hats not moving very quickly to the goal line. But now they are. Don't know what the flag is for.
It does appear that the call will stand, though. They are going to go over and talk with Coach Fimple. So all signs appearing to be
It's an interesting place for a flag holding. Oh, so right off the line of scrimmage, they were
holding
holding
on the
wide
defense.
receiver. Yeah.
All right, so it will be a 25-yard hookup between Donovan Amalo and Rome Fields.
Well, and what a great job by Donnie and by Rome working all the way to the boundary. Just a great job.
third receiving touchdown of the year for Rome Fields, and he's over 300 yards receiving now on the season. Extra point is up and good, 28-0. Conway making quick work again. 11:50 to play here in the first half. Back after this 30-second break on Conway Corp.
Hi, I'm Kate McConnell, member of the Smith Ford family. Come to Smith Ford and get any Ford vehicle designed by you and built for you. Our experienced staff can help you custom order an F-150, Bronco Sport, or the all-new Ford Maverick. Smith Ford, providing affordable Fords for over 100 years.
Come experience Smith Ford's family customer service in Conway, exit 127 off I-40.
Good look there at the student section across the way. Second road game in a row that we've got to set up on the home side.
It's nice.
In the press box. It's been a welcome change for us. We're usually out in the stands on
Which
the
I
road.
like too.
I like that as
Yeah,
well. It
yeah.
is fun. A very different setup for sure.
So we get to start with the ball at the 50 after the penalty on the touchdown play.
The defensive holding. Mejia. It's all more of a flat liner kick, but puts it in the end zone easily. We have another flag?
It's gonna, if that's the case, trying to find it. I don't know. Maybe there's not, but they were blowing the whistle like there was a flag. Maybe not.
I'm not seeing one.
Yeah. Okay.
Got the new lights here in the stadium, the look like LEDs.
Yeah, and they've got the lower sections down to the field, like across the field, and then the uppers pointed in different directions. It's kind of a unique setup that makes the field look pretty good. Great facilities here.
Griffins will start this drive at the 20, and it has just been rough going. Muhammad will keep it when he is under duress. Two Wampus Cats got to him. Jonas Cecil trying to knock that ball out. They will call him down. Forward progress.
That kind of looked like a busted play there. Looked like he was trying to pitch, but the pitch running back was still too close and at a different angle and just didn't work.
Got another look at that pitch
mean,
and catch to Rome Fields.
I mean, they worked so great in tandem, and he got it just enough space, and Donnie just put it straight on him, and he worked his way all the way to the end zone. Just a great job by Rome Fields.
It's going to be 2nd and 12 now for the Griffins after the loss. Handoff right up the middle. Braxton Nixon. A few other Wampus Cats there, and Q Wilson doing work out here on the near side boundary against AJ Millen.
Yeah, doing his part. That was Ty Faison in there as well in the middle, spelling Garrett. So at linebacker, you've got Drew, Ty, and Wade. And at the line, it's Udi. Looks like Braxton there still. Keldon and Z.
3rd and 9. Pass here. Looking deep. Had a step on Q Wilson, which can't say very often, but.
No, and that's a big receiver right there, man. That guy is
I think
large.
it's Luther Tucker. It's either Luther Tucker or Jabron Lewis. Hard to tell if that's an 8 or a 9.
Yeah. He did get a step on Q. If that ball's on target, that's trouble. Q will clean that up.
Instead, it'll be 4th and 9, and Jacoby Wade back to return the punt now. So first time Conway has put someone back. And
this guy's dangerous, man. Jacoby Wade, I mean, the coaches love to talk about the new guys that are coming in that we haven't seen much of. This is a guy that can do it.
High snap. They do get the kick off. That bounces right near Jonas Cecil. And they're saying it bounced off Jonas Cecil. Recovered by Southwest.
It's going to be back here, but it did. It hit off his back. You cannot. I don't think you can advance a punt, a muffed punt, and that's considered. If it's considered a muffed punt, then they can advance it.
Kelvin Thomas not liking what he's hearing out there near midfield.
Yeah. So it did, and it did. That's one of those where almost, and we rushed the punter, bad snap, rushed the punter. Kick was not very good, right into where our return game was getting set up, and it hit one of our guys. You just got to clear out.
Couldn't tell if it hit him on the way down or off the bounce.
Off the bounce. It was off the bounce.
It was real close to him. So
yeah.
But to your point, can't be advanced.
No.
So it'll stay back where it hit him.
But hey, Jacoby Wade with the good cleanup tackle anyway didn't score, and that's great. But yeah, it's balls dead right there, but it is their ball.
Be placed at the 46. So really best field position that Southwest has had.
Wow, yeah. Good break for Southwest.
Muhammad under center. Hand up right up the middle. Porter Udi right there to clean that up.
Yeah, nice tackle by Porter Udi and Ty facing both. Just really good clean tackle right at the line of scrimmage.
Porter getting the start tonight at defensive end. Z Blakely in for him now. Kesey stuck it on the other side. Ty facing up the middle at the Mike linebacker spot. Drew Canterbury near side at linebacker. Wade Simpson on the other end. 2nd and 9 for Southwest. 9:37 to play here in the first half. And they've got a nice opening on that right side. Jonah Cecil will make the tackle after the first down is picked up.
Yeah, that's that pop of the fullback or what is the lead back in the option where they pop it right at the line of scrimmage and gets to the second level. So they're going to get some of those, and that's the first one they pop tonight.
Trying to get a hone in on that number. I think it's number 9. Which is Luther Tucker. It's just hard to distinguish the 9 and the 8.
Yeah.
So first down Southwest. Ball is fumbled, but Muhammad picks it up. Flag is coming in back near the 40.
Looks like a hold there.
Expect any progress here to be wiped away. We're getting the green lights here in the press box, which is helpful because I can see my call sheet now.
So it was indeed holding. They're calling the play over for Coach Fimple.
And there is a Griffin on the turf. They're going to get official timeout. We'll go ahead and take it here as well as they tend to the Southwest Griffin player down on the field. Back in 30 seconds here on Conway Corp.
We so often anecdotally get from our customers, hey, we've come to your store and it just feels different. And they really have a hard time explaining why that is, what that is, how they feel that way. But I think our customers need to come experience for themselves and understand why Caldwell Cares means something here and why it feels different here and why we're here to help you buy a car, not to sell you a car. And that's kind of our approach.
Back live here in Mableville. Wampus Cats up 28-0, and Griffin players still on the field. Our training staff out there as well now. Looks like he is able to get up now. I think that's 55. Sherrod Shepard, one of their offensive linemen. He's having a hard time getting off the field. They are helping him now.
Yeah, good to see him getting up. Sometimes it takes a lot to get these big football players up and over.
And all of this, they have marked off the penalty, which is a spot foul, if that's correct, right?
And it is.
So
it was.
It's going to be marked. The ball is marked back at the 45. It's going to be first and call it 21, 22 when we come back here.
Yeah, and that's right after the fumble, all chaos broke out in the backfield. And so trying to protect his quarterback and grabbed a jersey, it's just one of those things that happens.
First and forever. Muhammad rolling out to his right. He'll keep it, plants his foot, goes upfield. Drew Canterbury catches him from behind. He picks up about 12 on that play.
Yeah, designed pass. We had it all covered up, but responsibility of football suggests you got to get out there and get the quarterback. And we lost a little bit of containment there. We've seen that this year a little bit on the edge. Quarterback rolling out and taking off right on the edge. So again, something that our defense continually works on, and they'll get better there.
2nd and 8 now for the Griffins. Trying to get the Wampus Cats to jump off sides.
They do not.
Muhammad hands it off on that right side. Ty facing with the hard hit.
Yeah, didn't get the momentum that he was going for on the lick, but what a pop right at the point of attack. And then great job by the running back to be able just to extend and get a couple more yards, make it 3rd down and manageable.
Ben Chandler checking back in alongside Braxton Nixon.
Looks like, is that Porter Udi out there as well? Back in.
Yep. Yeah, far side defensive end. See Blakely on the other side. 3rd and 5 upcoming for the Griffins. Play clock down to 5. And up right up the middle to the fullback. He's powering forward, but looks like he will be stopped about a yard shy.
Yeah, 4th and 1. Good run. The good hard run there. Got 4 of the 5 needed. Obviously 4 down territory.
Kesey Stuckett checking in at defensive end.
Good drive here by the Griffins after the turnover in our special teams.
Stuckett, Thomas, Nixon, and Porter Udi. 4th and 1. Muhammad going to be stopped by Ben Chandler. Ball is loose, picked up. They still haven't secured it. Jacoby Wade finally picks it up. He's going to be out near the 47. I didn't know if they were going to call the play dead, but they do let it play out. So it's the fumble, and your Wampus Cats will advance it to the other side of the field.
And I'm laughing because our referee reached for his flag about 5 different times on the jump and pylon on the sidelines from
Jacoby
a Griffin.
Wade.
Yeah, and if he could reach it for the first 2 or 3 times, he would have thrown it, but he finally got frustrated.
Couldn't get it out.
So he said quit. But great play by your defense.
So up 28-0. They swing this out to Caden Henderson. Caden is going to pick up 4 or 5. Still on his feet. He'll finally be stopped. They will mark the forward progress at about the 43.
That's about 6 Griffins on one little Caden Henderson. And this guy, we haven't seen a lot of this guy this year. He is a shifty runner. Love his game.
2nd and 6. Donnie trying to find Jaden Hughes in the middle of the field, but a little too hot there and behind him.
I would like to know what the to start a game, how many passes completed in a row was the record for Wampus Cats. That was probably what, 10 or 11?
That was over. Yeah, it was over 10 at least. They give it to Caden Henderson on the draw. Caden following behind those linemen. He's hard to see behind those guys. Yeah. Picks up the 1st down.
And he's he's got all the tools. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's very shifty, very powerful for a little guy. Very patient right there.
1st and 10. They fake it to Caden. Donnie rolling out to his left. He's got pressure on his backside. He's just going to, I thought he was throwing it away, but he found Dalen Moten, who caught it. Looked like he was throwing it out of bounds, and man.
What a catch,
Dalen Moten with the hands. That's just his 3rd reception of the year.
My goodness, is there a flag down? Surely not. Yeah, there is. There's a flag deep in the secondary.
So this catch that was amazing
could be coming back.
Just going to be wiped out, unfortunately.
I'm not sure what the flag is for that deep, unless it's offensive pass interference. Legal man downfield? Yep, there we go.
There you go.
Well, again, and we are guilty of this, and this you have to take the good with the bad here.
Yeah.
We will have this call a dozen times this year at the very least, because it's a lot about timing, and we get guys that release. Got to be a little bit more disciplined on the offensive line, but that's hard. That's easy to say, hard to do, because you're not worried about the release of the ball. You're worried about timing. 1, 2, 3, 4, go, and it just didn't get released in time. Wipes out a really. I'm gonna still remember that catch.
It was nice.
It was real nice.
So it'll be 1st and 15 now at the 39. Fake it. He's tried to get it out to Jack Shriver quickly. Jack couldn't control the ball all the way in. Jack with 1 catch on the year. We've got Jack Shriver, Dalen Moten, Jaden Hughes, and I think that's Jackson Anderson. Jack Shriver comes off. Is this Andrew McCray in the slot down here?
A little bit offsides.
That's number 80. It's Jonathan Smith.
One of the beautiful things about having a stadium that's a little bit empty on the home side, and we can hear.
It's
there's a lot of talk going on by Southwest, and I'm not sure exactly what you'd be talking about, but they're getting in Donnie's grill, and he was wanting to talk about the scoreboard.
Well, it'll be 2nd and 10 when we come back after this break here on Conway Corp. Back live coming out of the timeout. It'll be 2nd and 10 for your Wampus Cats. Ball spotted at the 34.
Very interesting last 6 minutes of the ball game. It's been kind of a weirdly played game.
Had the 4th down stop by your defense.
Yeah.
Got the fumble. 2nd fumble that Conway's recovered tonight. Get this out to Dalen Moten on the screen. Still on his feet inside the 30 as Aaron Smith was out there in front of him. I think that's James Neal Jr. out there as well.
Yeah, Aaron Smith had a great block on the very beginning of that play and gave him the room that he got, which is now brings up 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3, they'll go trips to the right. Donnie slinging it out there. That's Jaden Hughes. He's got the 1st down. Falls down right around the 20.
Caught the ball before the line of gain, made a guy miss really at the line, and then got the 3 or 4 yards. Really nice job by Jaden Hughes there.
Jonathan Smith in the slot near side, and that's who they go to right there. His 1st catch of the year. He's getting down close to the 10.
Really getting some spreading the ball out, getting some new guys engaged. Nice job here by Donnie.
Lala Smith checks in. 1st and goal at the 10. Lala taking a hit right near the 8. They're going to mark him at the 9.
Should be enough for a 1st down and 1st and goal. No, they were already at the, well.
Yeah, I believe it is 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal, okay.
So it'll be just a gain of 1 there. Moves it up to the 9. Lala stays in. They will get the infraction there. Bump it up
almost
a little bit closer.
Yeah, almost half the distance. Almost the full penalty here to take it to just outside the 5, I would think. Yeah.
So it'll be 2nd and goal now at the 5. 3:14. Clock is ticking as we close out, getting near closing out the 1st half. Lala Smith right up the middle. He does it. 34 to nothing currently for your Wampus Cats, and that's rushing touchdown number 2 of the year for Lala Smith.
Well, and just a great job by your offensive line there. I mean, Lala picked his hole, did his thing, and made at the contact of the line, at the goal line, and forced his way in. But it was a great job by your offensive line to get that pop.
Adrian Mejia in again. Adrian 5 for 5 on PATs tonight. 35 to nothing. Conway on top. 3:06 to play here in the second quarter. Back with more after this on Conway Corp.
25 years of memories, 25 years of smiles, opportunities, and friends. 25 years of community. Because of you, we've forged long-lasting partnerships that have made our communities better. We can all agree that a lot has changed in 25 years, but our promise to always be a true community bank remains the same. Our roots run deep. Our commitment to you runs deeper. We're celebrating 25 years of First Community Bank, and the best is yet to come.
Back live in Mableville. I'm just going to say it as much as I can.
Just
Get
to lock it in.
Ingrained in my head. And 35-0. If your Wampus Cats can keep Southwest from scoring here in the final 3 minutes and 6 seconds, we'll have a running clock for the entire second half.
Did you just jinx it?
Well, we'll just have to find out in the next 3 minutes and 6 seconds. As Adrian Mejia says no jinx there.
No.
Gets that one in the end zone.
I will tell you this. And I mean, just looking for some other positive things that we haven't talked about. He has watched him in pregame. When he hits it, listen, this is I apologize, missed the instant replay, but listen, a great job by Cole Smith in the interior, Cole Williams, and I believe Aaron was still in the ball game there, pulled and made a great play there. It's just a great offensive line. Our line doesn't get enough credit in this offense. You get all the skill guys, but our line makes it happen. I mean,
and they're so athletic too.
Oh
it's
my gosh.
Crazy. It's
yeah.
just they're a different type of O-line build than what you typically see in some of these other 7A schools.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and to play at this pace, you got to have, man, a heart of gold and a strong heart at that.
Muhammad keeps it, and he's going to have a nice pickup here on first down. Scores of interest. Not too far from here, Tim Roach. Bryant with a 14-3 lead over Northside. That's in the second quarter.
That's a different kind of, it's a new coach over at Fort Smith Northside, same coach at Bryant, but new coach at Fort Smith Northside, and they're a big team. They're very athletic. Are they ready to make this next step against Bryant? Yeah, I don't know, but boy, they got a ton of athletes over there.
Yeah, they've been scoring a lot on offense, but they've been giving up a lot on defense as well, at least through non-conference play. Muhammad pitches it out. Whew.
John Carter Kraft?
Yeah. Some closing speed from your safety.
So that's responsibility football. That he was the pitch guy.
It's just making sure that was 28, not 29.
29, that's tough.
Right.
But that's responsibility football. He had that guy the whole way, and as soon as the pitch was made, he was on top of him. Great job there. By the way, baseball score of note: North Little Rock 7, Little Rock Central 2.
Up 7-2, yeah.
And the bottom of the second.
That is an interesting score. That's not too far from here as well.
Right. A lot of football in Little Rock tonight.
Cabot's at home tonight. They're up 14-0 on Jonesboro. 3rd and 7 here for Southwest. They pitch it out to the left side. Ty Faison closing in, helping finish that one off.
That's just speed to the edge there. I mean, that right now, where these programs are, that's the difference right there in the two programs. It is athletes and speed to the edges. We have the skilled guys, we have the offensive line, defensive line kind of thing, but it's speed to the edges that's making a difference right now.
Keep an eye on these 7A Central scores as we go into the second half. 1:42 and clock running here. Conway's going to have one more shot at it. Jacoby Wade back again. It was a turnover on the last punt return for your Wampus Cats. Low snap. This is trouble. Drew Canterbury just falls on him, and Conway will take over inside the 10.
Well, and I think Drew gets credit for a sack there, so congratulations, Drew. The last snap was so high and threw everything off, and they were fortunate to get a break. They got the break out of that. This time it rolled back, and it's just non-recoverable.
We've seen Boogie Carr tonight. We've seen Lala Smith. We've seen Caden Henderson.
I know.
Now we're going to see Tez Davidson. I was willing it into existence, Tim Roach.
Also Phil Sherry.
Phil Sherry in at quarterback. And I'm sure there's probably changes on the offensive line as well. We'll try and get those as we go through. We'll hand off to Des Davidson. Des powering at about the 3. Going to fall forward to the 2. 2nd and goal from the 2 upcoming.
Oh, man, I mean, that was an absolute pop at the 2-yard line, and Dez was leaning forward.
We'll give it to him again. Gets contact. Short of the goal. Takes it, leans forward. Touchdown, Dez Davidson.
Your man.
My man.
Making it happen. Listen, again, same kind of thing. Popped right at the 2-yard line. Was not going to go down with the contact. Watch this. Right at the 2. Boom. And let's just lean and get that.
Put that shoulder down. And
it's just, man, that's
powered
just
forward.
Awesome.
Touchdown number 2 on the year for Dez. Just 5 carries. He's got over 100 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Adrian Mejia stays perfect, 42-0, 1:16 to play here in the first half. Back after this break on Conway Corp.
From day one, Centennial has been there for the people of Conway, the people that teach us, protect us, guide us, and work to make Conway better every day. That's why we've donated over $5 million to local organizations and causes. And we have the same commitment to serving you for life's milestones and everyday moments. Centennial Bank, proud to call Conway and Faulkner County home.
You got to frame it this way, Tim Roach. What you love about this Wampus Cat team is in every scenario so far this season, they have really played up to their standard. No matter the competition on the other side, you expected maybe this kind of game playing out this way coming into tonight's action, and good on your Wampus Cats for turning that into a reality.
Yeah, hoping to at some point get into where it's a continuous clock, so you still get people a chance to play, but you get a running clock and get in and get out of here.
This ball was returned, and Southwest still keeping it going. Tackle finally made on the 27. Number 36 or 26.
And I also saw Kobe Irwin out there, 42.
All right, Drew Canterbury in at linebacker. Defense comes back here. I see Austin Watkins out on the defensive line. 97 is Zion Williams, a sophomore.
High on that guy. He's a big dude.
He is, yeah. I like what I'm seeing there. Z Blakely at defensive end, John Carter Kraft back at safety alongside Jacoby Wade.
Ryan Talent out there now.
I don't know if they thought they were going to be passing there or maybe it was another busted play, but Muhammad taking a big hit.
Man, I mean, an absolute stick, and I hate to see that. He's not getting up just yet. Watkins in on the play. You had Zion out there.
Muhammad still on the field, trying to lift himself up. Got an official timeout on the field. Go ahead and take it with him. Back in 30 seconds here on Conway Corp.
When you choose First Security, banking is just the beginning. Here, we take care of each other, making the community we all share even stronger. So people in Arkansas can build a life, buy a home, run a business, and more. Strength in numbers and neighbors. It's another way First Security helps Arkansas bank better. And it's why you should call on us today. First Security, bank better.
They're still tending to Makai Muhammad on the field. He's down near the 30. He's sitting up now. Looks like he's getting up. Looks like likely to be an ankle injury.
Yeah.
From what we're seeing.
The good news is he's putting a lot of weight on it, so he's making his way with just a little bit of assistance over. That's his second ankle injury, it looks like, for tonight for Southwest, but he is moving on his own. That's good news.
So as the Griffins come back, it will be 2nd and 8. 52 seconds to play here in the first half. It's been all Conway, 42-0. I believe the backup is number 6, Taquan Anderson. At least that's who the backup was during pregame.
It was, but they ran a direct snap on the side and kind of some trickeration. But he is definitely getting the play called into him from the sidelines.
37 seconds and ticking away here. Southwest will have to run at least one more play. I'm not sure if Anderson is out there.
Yeah, it looks like number 6. They do not have to run a play if they don't want
okay,
to.
they don't. Okay, yeah, you're right. I don't think they will. I don't blame them. It's been a little rough here in the first half, and your starting quarterback is out. So that is going to do it for the first half. Wampus Cats up big, 42-0. We'll be back with the Conway Regional Health System halftime show after this break here on Conway Corp.
Conway Regional has been the community's hospital for 100 years, providing high-quality, compassionate care. As our community continues to grow, we're growing alongside you to ensure all your healthcare needs are met right here in Conway. When your family needs emergency care, you can trust our board-certified providers to provide you with the comprehensive care you deserve when you need it most. When you're facing an emergency, trust the care you'll find down the hallway, not down the highway. At Conway Regional, we're not just growing, we're growing together.
Back live here in Mableville. I'm going to say that as much as I can.
You get it down.
I'm Levi Gilbert. He's Tim Roach, and we're at halftime. Wampus Cats up big, 42-0. Here in a little bit, we'll break down the first half and get you ready for the second half. We expect to see a ton of new faces on both sides of the ball for your Wampus Cats, so that's going to be exciting. Before we do that, though, we have the Conway Regional Health System halftime show, and we're going to be showing a replay of last week's halftime show back home. We had the cheerleaders and the mini cheer at halftime, and we also have the performance from the Conway High Band. If you remember, last week was the all band productions they were putting on, but unfortunately we were not able to capture that. We had some issues a week ago at halftime. So you'll see mini cheer, you'll see the Conway High Band, and we've got some other stuff for you in there as well. So time now for the Conway Regional Health System halftime show here on Conway Corp.
The many clinic Wampus Cats cheerleaders.
At this time, the high school band will perform the first part of their 2022 show titled Rolling, featuring the music of Astley and Mozart. The band is under the field command of drum majors Todd Butler, Ashley Parker, and Kerry Brewington. We now invite you to sit back and enjoy Rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, the Conway High School Annual Wampus Marching Band.
My name is Tom Monaghan. I'm the manager of athletic training services for Conway Regional Health System. I oversee the 14 athletic trainers that the hospital employs, both full-time and on a part-time basis at the local high schools and colleges. I help facilitate their needs with those of the hospital and help provide good community service. Keeping athletes safe on the field and at practice is one of our bigger responsibilities as athletic trainers. Not only we're there for them when they get hurt, but also doing a lot of things off the field to make sure we can minimize the risk of things that can happen on the field. So whether that's having policies in place dealing with concussions, heat illness, lightning, medical readiness, return to play, there's a lot of issues that go on behind the scenes. And we work with our administrators and our coaches and our hospital leadership to make sure we have the right things in place to provide the best quality of care to keep them safe on the field. The partnership between Conway Regional Health System and the high school is vital, not only to the success of the student athletes as they're on the field, but also to the community. When you look at establishing relationships among entities in an area, you want the best. And we see Conway Regional as being one of the best that's out there. It's been in the community for over 100 years. When you're looking from the success of the student athlete, and the success Conway High has had, we want to make sure they have the best possible services, not only from the athletic trainers they provide here at the high school, but also with the physicians we have in the facilities and the clinics we provide in the area, making sure they have access to the best services. Earlier in my career, I had a men's basketball player that tore his ACL playing a game. And so part of that process after, they see the physician, they have surgery, is rehab. And that can be a long and grueling process. In the case of an ACL, it can be up to 9 months. And so really trying to coach them through that, keep them motivated to do well, to keep the small goals that they want to achieve in line with the bigger goals of getting them back on the court becomes vital to their success, and especially from a psychosocial standpoint. When you look at high schools across the country, not everyone has access to an athletic trainer for healthcare reasons. So here in the state of Arkansas, there's over 473 high schools, and less than 200 of them actually have athletic trainers in place. So For us, we want to make sure that we have provided quality health care to the student athlete. Most injuries that occur for a high school athlete, about 62% of them occur in the practice setting, and a lot of high schools don't have an athletic trainer there. There's about 1.4 million athletes get hurt annually across the board of the high school setting, and we really want to make sure they have quality health care so that we can properly take care of them. So for an athletic trainer, it's not only providing that care, but serving as that link between the student athlete, their parents, the coach, the administrator, and the healthcare to make sure everything's done in the proper way. When I moved back to Conway in 2021, one of the big changes I noticed is now that Conway High has 2 full-time athletic trainers, and that wasn't so in the past. So that gives the student athletes that are here quality access to healthcare professionals to take care of them. It's a great relationship they have with the hospital to be able to provide that, and to make sure the student athletes here have access to the individuals and the services that we can provide in the community for them. Sports are really important to high school students. When you look at the overall development of the high school student, they see a lot for social interaction with their friends, maybe a stress reliever for a lot of them, an opportunity for them to build leadership skills. And for a lot of them too, it's an opportunity to, if they do well enough, to move on to the next level and maybe get their education paid for, and help them really excel as they prepare for life and the challenge that they have ahead of them. When you look at the relationship between Conway Regional and Conway High School, you can definitely see the growth that's occurred over the last 10 to 15 years. From the time they had their first athletic trainer here at Conway High School to where they are now with 2. And as the community has grown and the high school has grown, we really like to see that relationship grow further, whether that's putting more staff in place, doing more educational sessions with the high school, providing more resources we can so they have the best quality health care.
Transform your internet experience with Conway Corp Managed Wi-Fi, powered by Plume. Full strength, uninterrupted Wi-Fi everywhere in your home. Multiple devices, maximum streaming and uploading. Installed by our experts for peak performance. Buffering, over. Dead spots, gone. Easy controls manage your smart devices. And advanced security keeps it all safe. It's the smarter way to Wi-Fi. Conway Corp Managed Wi-Fi. Upgrade now.
Welcome back to the Conway Regional Health System pregame show. Jeff, Levi, and Tim, now joined by Big D. Markel McKenzie is with us. Big
Yes,
D,
sir.
welcome. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Man, we are doing great. We're doing great. Glad to have you with us in the senior spotlight this evening. We always start with how this journey began. Who introduced you to football? Who were some of the early teams you played for?
I was born and raised in a small city in Montgomery, Alabama. I started playing for a Pee Wee team called the Cowboys. During the time, I played 2 positions. Offense, I played running back. Defense, I played linebacker. And then, as an early age, I just had to learn, to play as a leader, just to know how to kick it off, So I moved from Alabama to Jacksonville, Arkansas, started playing my 7th grade year linebacker at Jacksonville Middle School. Then I moved from Jacksonville to Conway, played for Blue Side 8th to 9th grade, and that's how it basically started. That's how I got here.
Hey, Big D, strength and power, man, it's been a big part of your game. But
Yes,
but
sir.
this year, you're looking faster than ever. Tell us a little bit about the work in the off season and the summer that helped you make these improvements for this season.
Man, like putting in extra work, field house hours, like coming in on the weekends, working on footwork, ladders, all that type of stuff with my teammates. Like we'll probably stay over a couple times after practice, work on footwork drills, bag drills, hand workouts, all types of stuff. We'll go in the weight room, lift a couple weights, go outside, run the track, and see how much time we can beat the time. So it's a lot of my teammates put me on a good spot and help me improve this year.
Big D, you've got a lot of people now that you're a senior. You've got a lot of guys on the team that are younger than you. You've got a lot of guys in the stand that would like to see themselves in your position at some point in time. What kind of message do you have for the younger guys behind you about how to prepare and get ready for their time in the spotlight?
All I got to say for the young guys is listen, pay attention. The coach is going to set you on the right trail. Just pay attention, do everything they ask you to do, and look up to the senior class. Look up to them, watch how they do, how we get down, and watch how we do it. That's all I got to say, really.
You, Markel, a couple of questions here before we wrap up. First of all, tell me some guys who did that for you. Who were some of last year's seniors or the seniors your sophomore year that kind of taught you that?
First off, I want to say Laverne Floyd, Trey Banks, and Jalen McEwen. And last year, Ashton Waller, Trey Roberts, you know, my buddy right next to me, Keldon Thomas, he always picks up the spirit for me, always got me pumping and ready to go, you know. So, it's
So
just
let's
people
talk
like
about being let's talk about being pumped up. When you get to the field house, you get to the indoor before a game. What's your routine when you get ready? What are you listening to? What gets you in the mindset to go on the field?
So I listen to this song by Meek Mill called Dreams and Nightmares. I turn on it like before the game every time. I play about at least 3 times before the game. Then I go out there, get pumped and ready, come back inside, listen to it one more time, and then I'm ready to go.
Okay, I told you an untruth. I have one more question. Tell me about being in front of that student section.
Man, it's wonderful. It's like basically a dream come true, really. Like you sit in front of everybody, they watching you play, they watching you bring the spirit to the game. Like football, it's a lot of love and passion behind it, man. You got to understand it. And in order to understand it, you got to be in that position to play and watch it. So I just love our student section. I'm glad they bring a lot of flame to us.
Well, they certainly do. They certainly do. Big D, good luck on everything. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you later.
All right, see y'all later. Thank y'all so much.
Conway Regional has been the community's hospital for 100 years, providing high-quality, compassionate care. As our community continues to grow, we're growing alongside you to ensure all your healthcare needs are met right here in Conway. When your family needs emergency care, you can trust our board-certified providers to provide you with the comprehensive care you deserve when you need it most. When you're facing an emergency, trust the care you'll find down the hallway, not down the highway. At Conway Regional, we're not just growing, we're growing together.
My name's Tony Van Pelt. I'm the Safety and Emergency Management Director for Conway Corporation, and this is how I work. I've been at Conway Corporation for 36 and a half years. I actually started here on my son's first birthday on August 1st, 1985. I started in the electric department as a groundman, worked my way up to a lineman. I moved into the engineering department for 22 years, and for the past 3 years, I've been doing the safety and emergency management. We used to ride on the back of toolboxes on trucks, where of course we're not allowed to do that. You know, now we have safety harnesses. We never had safety harnesses. And there's just so many personal protective equipment that we have available now that we didn't then. And of course, I've also seen just the facilities themselves change. You know, as far as where the downtown campus, there used to be a water tower sitting right here when I first came. My typical day is coming in and making sure that, you know, check my emails first to see if anybody has any news. If somebody's been to had an injury, and if there's anything that I need to follow up on. And then we actually start looking at inspections or safety meetings or any other agenda items we have for that day. Part of my title is emergency management. And with that, I work as a liaison between who would be deemed as the incident commander at Conway Corporation, between them and the Conway Fire, Conway Police, and the Faulkner County Office of Emergency Services. An example would be the flood of like 2019. And in that part, I stayed in close contact with the OEM, which the floodplain director with them, and to know what point the levee was at and any dangers, and of course coordinating all those efforts and keeping communication with operations to know what we needed to do in regard to securing our sewer plant. The thing I enjoy most about my job is knowing that I've done what I can to help everyone do their job safely and go home uninjured. If somebody was interested in working at Conway Corporation and asked me what I thought, I would tell them it's a great place to work. Obviously, I've been here a long time, and there's also been a lot of other people that's retired before me that have been here 40 plus years, and I feel confident a lot of people here will reach that milestone themselves.
Conway Regional has been the community's hospital for 100 years, providing high-quality, compassionate care. As our community continues to grow, we're growing alongside you to ensure all your healthcare needs are met right here in Conway. When your family needs emergency care, you can trust our board-certified providers to provide you with the comprehensive care you deserve when you need it most. When you're facing an emergency, trust the care you'll find down the hallway, not down the highway. At Conway Regional, we're not just growing, we're growing together.
And welcome back live to Southwest. Start of 7A Central play here tonight for your Conway Wampus Cats, ranked number 2 in the state in the 7A, ranked number 2 overall in the overall top 10 according to the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. And your Wampus Cats have looked like the number 2 team in the state tonight here in conference play. They're up 42-0. We'll quickly look at the first half stats, and it was very one-sided, Tim Roach.
It can't be more one-sided than that. The turnovers, they plays out a little bit, but boy, 296 to 16. Just go down to that next to last line. 296 to 16 total yards.
Yeah, 2 recovered fumbles tonight for your Wampus Cat defense, and first turnover of the year for this Conway team.
Yeah,
and it came on a muff punt, so it was kind of a weird
Practically
one.
doesn't count.
I know, I would say that as well. Yeah. Boogie Carr leading the way, rushing 6 carries for 44 yards and 1 touchdown. Don't expect to see him again in the second half. Lala Smith, 3 carries for 11 and a touchdown. Donovan Amalo, 1 for 9. It was shifty. He got the touchdown. Des Davidson also with a touchdown tonight on 2 carries. Donovan near perfect again in the first half, 16 for 18, 216 yards and 2 touchdowns.
He's just had an amazing year, and we've had a couple of games that we knew on paper we should win. He didn't play full games then. The blowout against Ouachita Parish and the game he had against Bentonville were just amazing. He's truly a remarkable young athlete. Still got another year after this one.
Chris O'Neill had one of those touchdowns. He's got 5 catches for 108. And Rome Fields had the other passing touchdown. He had 4 catches total in the first half for 53 yards. Don't expect to see really any of those guys again in the second half. What we do expect to see, it will be a running clock the rest of the way.
Right.
But it's gonna be a lot like that Springdale game, Tim, where we're gonna try and say as many names as possible and get them all right for you, because we'll expect to see deep into the roster tonight. Basically, anyone who traveled, you expect to get on the field.
Well, and here's the thing about these young men. It's a big program. We have a lot of players. It's not as large as it used to be. We'd run up 150, 160 players. So it's like 130 this year. But all of these guys that you're going to see in the second half, they play their butts off in practice every day, just like the starters do. They make these guys do all the things that everybody else does. They go to the weight program, so they're rewarded by staying with it, knowing that this year maybe is not their year, but the next year could be their year. You're going to see a lot of guys that play the second half that have put the work in that will be playing, and I will tell you that based upon some of the things we've seen in the junior varsity games and what we've seen in some of the second halves of these games, we got some talented guys out there, and it's going to be fun to watch.
All the games in the 7A Central tonight have been one-sided affairs. Bryant at halftime up 35-3 on Northside, so same old Bryant, Tim. And Cabot up 21-0 on Jonesboro at the half. And then the other game of interest in the Central, North Little Rock up 23-2 at Little Rock Central. And of course, one-sided affair here tonight, 42-0, Conway on top. Conway will be kicking away to start the second half, and it will be a running clock all the way, with few exceptions. And that's the best ball he's kicked all night.
Yeah,
Tim.
That was a great height on the ball, really driven deep. Man, I like what we're seeing out of Adrian.
All right, I see Grayson Allen in at linebacker. Is that 54? That's your guy.
Hills?
Yeah.
This guy that's closest to you here, 54, had a great game against Ouachita. Can't wait to see him play. Also out there, you've got number 34, Seth Fortune. This guy can stick, man. He is an absolute stick in the middle of the field. Fun to watch him.
Noah Files lined up in the secondary. First time we've seen him tonight.
Yeah, and he's had some good pops in kind of the second half of a couple of these games. These are some talented guys. I can't wait to see these guys play.
And good to see Makai Mohammed back on the field for Southwest. Went down with an ankle injury towards the end of the second quarter. But he will be back out there to start, and Nice pickup on first down for the Griffins.
It was, but a really good form tackle. He was the last guy there, and Noah Files. That's what we've seen so far. Good athlete.
Noah, a sophomore, he's really at that third string behind Jonas Cecil and Jacoby Wade, and he's a sophomore, so he's working his way.
That's Jim Files, right?
Yeah, Jim Files, former color analyst here on Channel 5. All those years from I think 2001 all the way until 2015.
So you took over?
Yeah. So I took over. I took over for the spring sports, so basketball in 2016. So 2015 was his last year of doing football. Got a Southwest Griffin down after they picked up a first down.
I'm afraid that looks like, no, it's not the quarterback. That's good news. It's not him, although he's moving very gingerly, the quarterback is.
Well, we'll go ahead and take an early break here as they take a look at him. Back with more after this break on Conway Corp.
Hi, I'm Kate McConnell, member of the Smith Ford family. Come to Smith Ford and get any Ford vehicle designed by you and built for you. Our experienced staff can help you custom order an F-150, Bronco Sport, or the all-new Ford Maverick. Smith Ford, providing affordable Fords for over 100 years.
Come experience Smith Ford's family customer service in Conway, exit 127 off I-40.
Thank you for your business.
With Sherrod Shepard, the injured Griffin, was able to walk off the field. He was injured in the first half as well, their left guard. Justice Hill is getting in there.
Seth Fortune. Wow, boy, some good game tackling by the young Wampus cats there.
Austin Watkins in at defensive end. MJ Jones got some big time in the first half. And also Zion Williams, who we talked about a little bit in the first half as well.
Good look at these guys. These guys are up and comers.
2nd and 8 for the Griffins. Just nowhere to go right there in the middle. It's going to be a short gain, maybe one.
Yeah. On the backside, it was Ryan Talon and Watkins.
And another Griffin slow to get up. It's just kind of been like that tonight, unfortunately for them.
Yeah.
Good look over there at your Conway Wampus cat coaching staff. Coach Keith Fimple facing off against Daryl Patton tonight, and some history there.
Yeah, they coached together. They have these coaching circles in Arkansas, and if you play in the 7A, they're pretty tight. You see them all the time. They go to conferences. They do all this stuff. So they've got a long history. Kids know each other. Their kids know each other, and so it's good. It's good for Coach Fimple to be able to coach against Coach Patton, but at the same time, he's catching Coach Patton right here at a point where his program is just not where he would like it, and it's still way early with this program. So a tough night for Coach Patton.
And I know it hasn't looked like it tonight. I mean, the Griffins have yet to score. But if you look at their 3 non-conference games, they were averaging around 30 points a game. I mean, they 2 of them were big losses, but I mean, still they were being way more productive than we had seen coming up to this point of the season. 3rd and 7, Muhammad connects out in the flats. It's going to be short of a first down. Grayson Allen, John Carter Kraft there, as well as Tice Carr.
Good pressure on the quarterback at that time by Justice, number 54, flying to the quarterback, but they did make a good play. That's a good play. That's one of the better plays they've had this evening.
4th and 2. Southwest will keep the offense on the field. Brian Ussery, junior slot back, checking back in for the Griffins. Try and get your Wampus Cats to jump offside. Ryan Talent out there on the edge. A linebacker. Go right up the middle. I think they will fall forward for enough for the first down.
Yeah, that second level push. Seth Fortune and Watkins in there on the play, but he got just enough, leaned forward after the initial contact, and good first down there for the Griffins.
Not many first downs to come by tonight.
Good job by staying in the zone, MJ.
Thought they had MJ there. They did not.
No.
Ball at the 42. Pitch it out to the right, and there's Justice Hills slowing things down, and MJ Jones and crew crashing in. Zion Williams in there too.
Well, really good. Tonight has been a night where we've seen that on a few occasions, even with the starters, where the first contact didn't make the tackle, but slowed the entire thing down for our troops to come in and clean it up.
Griffin Sherrod checks in. He's a sophomore at defensive end. And also Darmonte Purifoy, a junior, in at tackle. Number 67 and 56, who we're talking about on the near side here. Muhammad passing. That's offensive pass interference, if I've ever seen it.
I'm afraid, yeah.
The flag does come in. Ty's card, just like, man, I'm supposed to be the one doing that.
That's brutal.
Ty's giving up some inches, and they're still chatting about it. Ty's pointing to the scoreboard, appropriately so.
Both officials just kind of looked at each other and went, "Yeah, that's going to go that way."
I mean, he just barreled him down.
He didn't like the fact that he was in front of him.
It's a power move.
Yeah, man.
I believe that's number 6 that we're talking about.
I can't tell.
It's so hard to see. If it's 6, it's Turquan Anderson. But it might be 5, Devin Floyd. Could be 8, Jabron Lewis.
I think it's 8. And yeah, the unis, while I love the colors, yeah, they do. They bunch up, and you can't make them out at night here.
Still better than Ouachita Parish, I will say that.
Oh, that was, they got to fix that. that was just ridiculous. It was just dumb.
That's just how they do it down in Louisiana. The gray numbers on white jerseys.
Yeah,
that was
no, thank you.
Difficult to say the least. We're past the halfway point here in third quarter, and Southwest is moving backwards. Muhammad passing again. He's got him out there. Formed tackle. Is it John Carter Kraft?
I think it was, man. That is a great tackle. If that's who that is. It doesn't matter who it is. That's just great tackle.
It is him indeed. John Carter Kraft, the only Wampus Cat with an interception on the year. He had that
is he
last
the only
week.
One?
Only one. There's only one interception.
Come on,
this Conway defense. And well, nobody's throwing at Q that much, so he's not having many opportunities.
He's not going to get a chance, but that's a fair point.
Q Island is kind of lonely.
Yeah,
you might say it's a deserted island.
It is, brother.
3rd and forever here. Muhammad looking to pass again. Tice Carr, deep pass, uncatchable. Tice Carr right there, and John Carter Kraft coming over the top as well.
Yeah, great job by Tice. Ball was not going to be catchable regardless, but really good job by Tice just to stay in front. Don't get beat deep. Quarterback's coming out, so I'm guessing the punt team is going to be in here.
Now that looks like number 5, Devin Floyd, back to punt. Conway will put no one back. That is a shorter punt. But yet, it still gets that Southwest bounce tonight. Wampus Cats will take over at the 42.
Yeah, not as good as it has been. It was not a 40-yard rollout like we've seen before, but.
Well, I think that's what they were thinking is, we're not expecting them to punt it very far, and we don't want it to bounce and hit somebody, so they didn't put somebody back the first few times, and then.
That was, yeah, the one turnover we have on the season, that is so unfortunate.
I know. I don't like it at all. Trying to get these spots on the offensive line. I think that's James Neal Jr., left tackle. Caden. Wow. making some moves. It's going to be real close to that first down. Also see Derek Haynes still out there. He started tonight at guard, his first start of the year.
What a great run by Caden there. I mean, shifty, but accelerated in the secondary.
Give it to him again, bounces it back to the right. He's got another first down. Two in a row for Caden.
Well, I mean, that is just absolutely great run in space there.
All right, 61 out there at left guard. That's Ja'Kalen Croft, Jr. Get the screen out to Jaden Hughes. Jaden takes it near the 30.
Good pass by Phil.
Number 70, that's Mason McEwen, backup center.
Good center there. He's going to be taking over more than likely next year.
And I believe that's 64 out at right tackle.
It is.
And that would be Jackson McNair. Phil Sherry going to keep it here. Phil, shifty as well.
So snap got away from him there, but and what a great job by Phil, by the way, of not getting the handoff wrong, taking what he could, and as we know, as we've seen, Phil's a great runner.
Yeah, instinctively, he just knew, hey, I'm off with this thing.
Yeah.
Another Southwest Griffin on the turf. Go ahead and take a break again here as they tend to him. Back in 30 here on Conway Corp.
Now home entertainment can get out of the house. Introducing Conway Corp TV, streaming entertainment with cloud DVR, live sports, local TV, and much more. It's perfect for rom-coms on the couch, adventures in the backyard, and binging over lunch. So whether you're in your bedroom, on your phone, or on the go, it all feels like home. Conway Corp TV, available only from Conway Corp.
Live tonight, 7A Central play underway for your Wampus Cats, and so far so good. If you're a Conway Wampus Cat fan, the road does get more difficult next week at home.
It does. North Little Rock comes home to our home stadium, and you know they started off really slow and got beat by Catholic early on, but Catholic is actually
Catholic's
really pretty good this year.
Yeah. It's one of those conversations where you're like, man, if they hadn't dropped down to 6A, that would have been, it could have been some fun.
Now's
for them.
the year for them to stay, but yeah, right. But then they took it on the chin against Fayetteville, but then they came back and beat a really good Parkview team ranked in the top 10.
Double overtime, I think.
Yeah, and they're taking it to Central, who Central is again this year is a little bit down. So they're not putting up huge offensive numbers, but their defense is really, really, really good.
Well, and you know they're going to come in with a giant chip on their shoulder
after last year.
After what happened last year at their place. Yeah. Trips to the right. They give it to Caden Henderson. Caden swallowed up.
Good tackle there.
Right around the 27. That's gain of 1 or 2.
That's a big young man they've got at the defensive line there. Wow.
Under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Jack Shriver and Jaden Gaines. Is that Jaden or is that Zach Colbeth?
I think that's Jaden Gaines.
All right, they're on the near side over here. Phil Sherry, they fake it. Quick pass. Out on the far side trying to set up a little screen out there to Dalen Moten. Southwest sniffed that one out.
Yeah, got it completed. I mean, he did a great job of holding on to the ball there. But they, to your point, they had that one read correctly.
3rd and 9, high snap again. Phil Sherry gets it, runs out to the corner, and he's going to turn a little bit of nothing into something there.
Great
he's
job,
fast.
Phil. He's going to he'll come back and talk a little bit to Mason, but he is super fast and a really good athlete. So we're going to go
legs.
for him. Yeah.
4th and 7. Conway trying to get a little bit more back there. Ball right at the 20. Swinging out to Caden on the left side. Caden got some blockers, makes a move, made a man miss, but not going to pick. Or did he? Did he get in?
No. Short by about a yard.
Trying to look across the other way near the markers, but there is a flag as well, so it's been declined, though. It was holding against Wampus Cats. And either way, turnover on downs here. They do not want to replay that down.
That's going to, and that'll, with the mercy rule in place, it really, the clock goes by quickly.
Yeah, just one possession for each side. I guess they do stop the clock
I
on
think
a
it's stopping,
turnover
yeah.
on downs, but
Yeah.
18 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. Seeing some new faces again here on defense. See number 63 out there.
Sam Seifert.
Sam Seifert, a junior on the defensive line. Lining up at end. Noah Files back out there again. Seth Fortune, senior linebacker, back out there again. Colin Goodman out at corner.
Grayson Allen. Noah Files. They are going to, that is the end of the day. So they got them lined up and then start the clock. So we'll start at the 4th.
Does it for quarter number 3. 12 minutes to go. It's going to go by fast. Hold on tight.
Hold on.
Back in 30 here on Conway Corp.
Now home entertainment can get out of the house. Introducing Conway Corp TV, streaming entertainment with cloud DVR, live sports, local TV, and much more. It's perfect for rom-coms on the couch, adventures in the backyard, and binging over lunch. So whether you're in your bedroom, on your phone, or on the go, it all feels like home. Conway Corp TV, available only from Conway Corp.
Live tonight here in Little Rock, or as they call it, Mablevale.
Mablevale.
So
Good.
not
You're
exactly
gonna get it.
Little
You're
Rock.
gonna get it. How do you say, Rodney Parham or Parham?
I say Rodney Perrin.
Yeah, you're correct. That's one you've gotten down.
Siri says Cantrell. I know that's not right, though.
All right, defense.
So just one possession each.
Right.
in the third quarter. That's what a running clock will do for you. Looks like that backup quarterback is in. Here for Southwest, it's going to be a loss of 1.
Nice job there by Sam Seifert, and getting off of the bottom of the pile. It is Zion Williams.
Carter Stapleton, the other 14. In at safety, he's a junior.
That's great play by your defense there. I mean, really strong. They've got a lot of their starters still in the ball game, and Zion and Sam took care of business right there.
Griffin Sherrod in at the right defensive end spot. Their keeper there. Nice strong run by the backup quarterback for Southwest. I believe that is Taquan Anderson.
Trying to see.
Did they throw a flag out of bounds on the far side?
I couldn't tell if they did or not. Yeah, they did.
Well,
So,
I've been saying there's a backup in, but no. Makai Mohammed is out there.
yeah.
But they've been doing these direct snaps, it seems, to... I think that's number 6.
Get John Paul Saxton out there, number 52.
31 for us.
KJ
Neal, senior. Lined up at corner here on the near side.
He got a lot of calls last year in the North Little Rock game when we 31 was Garrett.
Garrett Sanders with the interception return.
Yeah.
That was a big moment. See, they've been doing these direct snaps, not to the quarterback here, but to, let's see if I can see this kid's number here. That's 8. Okay. That's Jabron. Right, Jabron Lewis.
Great tackle there by John Paul Saxton. I'm sorry, 56 is
Griffin Sherrod.
Yeah, really good tackle there.
I think we're having a band battle out there. Excuse me, battle of the bands.
Battle of the bands. What do you, get it right.
I'm trying, because both bands are playing right now. And it's not as cacophonous as you would think it would be.
Yeah.
Lewis, direct snap again. They string that out. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage.
That was Seth Fortune and Noah Files up from the safety spot. Great job by your linebacker and a safety closing down at the line of scrimmage. Nicely done there.
Sam Seifert's still out there. Defensive end on the left side.
Gotta like this 3rd and long for your defense. Had the unfortunate penalty on the out of bounds play. I'm guessing that was late hit out of bounds.
And Southwest wants a timeout. We will take it with them. Back
Okay.
in 30 seconds here on Conway Corp.
Conway Regional has been the community's hospital for 100 years, providing high-quality, compassionate care. As our community continues to grow, we're growing alongside you to ensure all your healthcare needs are met right here in Conway. When your family needs emergency care, you can trust our board-certified providers to provide you with the comprehensive care you deserve when you need it most. When you're facing an emergency, trust the care you'll find down the hallway, not down the highway. At Conway Regional, we're not just growing, we're growing together.
Back live, Conway still up 42-0. That was a score at the half. It has not changed. Just the second possession in the second half here for Southwest.
Yeah, and we're into our third team defense in a lot of spots. Again, very talented guys here. No knock there. These guys can play, but they got a chance to hold on to a shutout, and that's going to be a little bit of pride on your defense there.
Pajama night.
Is that what that
That
is?
is, yeah. Wow. Not everybody bought in, I can see, but a few have. I appreciate it.
We got some hardcore student section folks.
Next week is Blackout at home against North Little Rock. Conway defense getting beat to the corner, to that edge. KJ Neal coming in and making the tackle around the 40.
Great job by KJ. That guy had a full head of steam up. That is number 8. That's
Jabron Lewis.
Jabron Lewis. Really got the edge good. We actually were in the backfield with him, but he caught the edge and outran us to the boundary. But a great job by KJ Neal. Looks like he stepped out of bounds a little bit earlier than the tackle.
Yeah, they'll mark it at the 35. Griffin's on the other side of the field. That hasn't happened very much tonight.
I think the only time they did that was when we had the ball
Muff
to hit
punt, yeah.
And it's technically a muff punt, but it's really not. Don't say that.
Fine. Lucky bounce.
It hit somebody.
Fake.
Great job.
Griffin Sherrod not getting fooled at all, keeping containment over here on the right side.
Wow, I mean, that is a great play. That may have gone a long way. You still had Saxton out there to maybe clean it up on the edge, but he didn't need to because Sherrod was right there. Nice.
Dude, our band is just feeling it out there.
I think they win right now.
I mean, they've been playing for it feels like 10 straight minutes.
Somebody talked to Nathan and said, you're losing.
And the great thing is us being on the home side, our mic is just pointed straight at them. So it's been lovely. They run the same play again. Get a little bit more of the edge this time. A few times tonight, Southwest has run a play and found some success. They go right back to it.
Yeah, that was Saxton and Goodman making the tackle. We have penalty. Personal foul.
Monte Purifoy checking back in at tackle. And Austin Watkins back in at end.
Yeah, they got us for a personal foul face mask, which will be tacked on to the end of the run.
Past the halfway point here in the fourth quarter. Early finish tonight. We might be done before 9 o'clock, Tim.
Well, that'd be nice. Get some guys some good playing time, and at the same time get some guys some rest as we head into a tricky home visit by North Little Rock.
That is going to be one of the top games in the state next week, and it will be right at home at John McConnell Stadium. Can't wait for that. Should be a fun one. Nowhere to go here for Lewis. Breaking through some tackles, though.
Well, he made something out of nothing there. Gain of 1, and it was tough gain of 1.
Another Griffin, slow to get up. Coach Pankey, Coach Fimple. Across the way, still coaching these guys up on defense.
Yeah, and they're working hard. I mean, again, it's a little bit of a pride thing. You'd like to see a shutout. It's not critical, obviously, but 0 on the board always looks good on you. If you're a defensive guy like me, love seeing zeros on the offense.
And well, listen, your Wampus Cats, have averaged giving up, let's see, I've got this written down somewhere.
Right at 20.
23 points a game through non-conference. And I remember a year ago when we were talking to Coach Fimple, he mentioned that 25-point mark is where they want to be as a defense. At least it was a year ago. I don't know. That may have changed, shifted a little bit this year, but staying under that 25-point mark on average, you feel like with the offense you've got, that's going to be a good place to live.
Yeah, you got a chance to win a few ball games that way.
And so they've been giving up 23 points a game. They've been scoring 53 points a game, so pretty healthy margin there. Nice job, Saxton.
Absolutely. Seth Fortune in there as well. That was a direct snap to Jabron. And
been a lot of those here in the second half.
They're just getting it to their best player on a direct snap kind of angle, just to get him in space, try to work, try to get a score. I mean, as much as we would like to have the 0 up there, they want to get the 0 off the board.
Try and go out to that edge play again, and Conway all over it this time.
Who is that? Seth Fortune, John
Saxton in
Saxton
there again.
in there, and Goodman in there as well. Really well done, because that had a chance to kind of get the edge and go, and they stopped that right at the line.
It's going to be a loss of about 4.
Yeah, man.
Set up 4th down and long.
Big play here for your defense. So they're doing a direct snap, and then they're doing some, mixing that up. They're not trying to throw out of it yet. They're going to call timeout.
Southwest will call a timeout. 3:34 on the clock. They want to talk this one over. Probably their last chance at getting some points on the board. The rest of them, we come back here on Conway Corp.
Conway Regional has been the community's hospital for 100 years, providing high-quality, compassionate care. As our community continues to grow, we're growing alongside you to ensure all your healthcare needs are met right here in Conway. When your family needs emergency care, you can trust our board-certified providers to provide you with the comprehensive care you deserve when you need it most. When you're facing an emergency, trust the care you'll find down the hallway, not down the highway. At Conway Regional, we're not just growing, we're growing together.
All right, 3:34 on the clock. It's going to be 4th and 11. Ball is spotted at 16. So last good look here for Southwest. They can still pick up a first down and not score, but.
And they brought in their quarterback,
Kai Mohammed, but they do the direct snap to Lewis. Stretching it out, looks like he will throw. It's got his Griffin in the end zone, but incomplete.
hit the ground.
He is in disbelief. He thought he hauled it in. That is Turquan Anderson. The official right there saying, nope, hit the ground.
Yeah.
Defense holds on 4th down.
Way to go, defense.
Keeps the shutout alive, and the clock is running again. We're under 3 minutes to play.
Great job by your defense there. That'll get a little pick-me-up from the starters, defensive starters out there. Some happy guys on the defensive side of the ball right now.
All right, I see Jackson McNair back out there, right tackle. Andrew McCray, I believe that's him. It's kind of hard to miss.
He's a big dude.
6'5" of him out there, split out. Providing another look at that last play for Southwest.
Sharon Davidson.
Give to Des Davidson. Des finding right up the middle, stays on his feet, taking on more Griffins, and he's got a first down.
He doesn't look strong running the ball. Man, this guy's a downhill runner. He's just, and the thing about it is he can make catches too. This guy's a great back.
And it's not just the downhill running, but man, he can get to that corner too, and he's got some speed. Southwest going to have too many men on the field here. Free play here for your Wampus Cats. Phil Sherry thought about going deep and looked over to McCray, and no flag though that I can see. So I guess
they're going to let that go, I think. And I don't necessarily blame them.
Yeah.
Got to make that catch though, man. That's great. It's a great opportunity to make a play.
2nd and 10. They'll give it to Des Davidson. I haven't seen Des Davidson fall backwards yet. I'll say that.
He will not. That's if he goes backwards, that's by his choice. He's not going to willingly.
He doesn't ever go backwards, but when he does, it's by his choice.
That's right. He only if he wants to.
3rd and 9. Give it to Dez again. Dez trying to get out on that left side, gets upended. Big play by that defensive back coming up. That's no easy task right there.
Dan feeling it too. He's got one arm hanging lower than the other.
4th and 5. Trying to get Southwest to jump off sides. It does not work. We're under a minute to play.
He may run some clock here. Well, I'm hoping he runs a little clock out.
Shriver in motion. Try and get him to jump again, but it may have been Conway this time.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that with the running clock, they'll set it back to 25, and really on 4th down, it depends on when they start the play clock. So it's 3 seconds off.
Yeah, Conway will have to do something here. You could always see Phil Sherry step back and punt it.
Yeah, he could, and that may be the play.
Phil's been doing a good job on the quick kicks this season. I've seen him a few times. Got to see him a few times last week. But it does not appear to be what he's doing here. He'll give it to Dez Davis, and Dez found a seam on that left side. He picks up the first down.
Wow.
And that is going to do it here tonight at Little Rock Southwest. Your Wampus Cats winning big on the road to open up 7A Central play 42-0.
Wow. Just a great offensive show. Again, we've started fast. It was over with in the first 2 minutes of the ball game, and you know, Levi, that's the way you want to see a game like this go. You hope for it. You saw great production out of the offense and great work out of your defense, managing a type of offense they're not going to see much of, but they looked very prepared. The coaches had them ready to go.
Yeah, yet again, your Wampus Cats showing up, doing what they needed to do, executing to perfection really in the first half, and big win on the road to open up 7A Central play. It will be a little bit fiercer opponent next week at home at John McConnell Stadium. This North Little Rock will be coming to town, and I think they're going to be 3-1, it appears, on the years. Or no, excuse me, they'll be 2-2.
It's still very dangerous.
Yeah, so you're not going to want to miss that one. We'll have it live for you, as always, at home next week. Can't wait to see that one as 7A Central play continues. Our thanks tonight, Keith Kelly, Dewey Farmer, Jenna Kelly, Alex Douglas, Brady Myers, Justin King, Scott Taylor back home, getting us the stats, Ashton Brown, and of course, Jeff Matthews. And I think did we have Maggie Risley tonight too? Was she monitoring the stream? Okay.
Sweet.
I saw her on there.
Hello,
I know she's got a
Maggie.
big girl job now, but thanks to Maggie watching the stream back home. And thanks again, as always, to Jeff Matthews. That's going to do it for tonight. We will see you next week at home, taking on North Little Rock. Thanks for watching.